Temperature in the 80s. What a great day for baseball here at Comiskey Park at Farmer with John Rooney. The Sox begin a 3-game series with these Milwaukee Brewers. On the mound, John Snyder. Record of 3-3. 11th game of the start for John. Earned an average of 4.76. Face the Sox lineup leading off at second base, Ray Durham. Batting second to shortstop, Jose Valentin. The designated hitter is the third place man, Frank Thomas. The cleanup man is right fielder Maglio Ordonez. And that's Paul Konerko, the first baseman. Hitting sixth in center field, Chris Singleton. Jeff Abbott, the left fielder, will bat seventh. Hitting eighth, Herbert Perry, the third baseman. Catcher Mark Johnson bats ninth. On the mound, James Baldwin, 11-4, 18 start, earned an average of 4.28. Umpiring crew works this way, fielding Colbreth's calling balls and strikes. Bruce Fleming's at first, Rob Drake at second, and Bill Wilkie's over at third. Setting the defense for the White Sox in the outfield from left to right. It's Abbott, Singleton, Ordonez. On the infield from third to first, it features Perry, Valentin, Durham, Konerko, a battery of Baldwin pitching, and Mark Johnson catching. The Brewers are 39-52, while the White Sox are 56-34. Belliard's ready to go, so is Baldwin. For the first pitch of today's game between the Sox and Milwaukee Brewers, here's John Rooney.
Okay, and first pitch of the day is a curve wide. First pitch at 107. The temperature 79 degrees. Winds out of the northwest at 8 miles per hour. The second pitch of the day, a strike called.
So I think Colonel Klink heard me. His temperature was in the 80s and made it 79.
He did that on purpose.
I think so.
Well, the temperature is going to reach into the mid-80s for sure today. Chopper to third. Perry on the grass has it. Throws across and gets Belliard. That's the way our Sunday afternoon begins here on a Kids' Day and the first game of a 3-game series between the Sox and the Milwaukee Brewers.
John, I think that is big for Baldwin to get the first out. Because when you are not pitching as well as you had in the past and guys are getting hits here and there, the first out's very important.
There's a wonderful gentleman, Marquise Grissom, the most valuable player of the American League Championship Series in '97. The Cleveland Indians beat the Baltimore Orioles to go to the World Series. And then Grissom moved on to Milwaukee. He's from Atlanta. Here's Baldwin's pitch to the right-handed batter. Grissom takes up and in a ball. The 1-0 pitch to Marquise. A swing and a miss. Chased the high fastball. Marquise is one of 15 children in the Grissom family. He has 3 children of his own.
That's 2 baseball teams.
It is. The 1-1 pitch. Swing and a drive left field. Hit down the line toward the pole, and the ball is going foul. Home run distance and so close to a home run.
Baldwin has surrendered the home run ball 21 times. I thought that ball was gone.
The one Chipper Jones hit was gone.
Yes, it was.
Pitch away, and Jones muscled it to left center field in the All-Star game. It wasn't that bad a pitch, and Jones just got the wood on the ball, hit the sweet spot, and gone. I said, JB, Jones pretty good hitter, isn't he? He smiled. Said when he hits him like that way.
Enabled James Baldwin to get the win.
But JB settled down and got an out. The pitch, swing and a foul tip. Johnson hangs on, strike 3. And Grissom chased 2 high fastballs in that sequence. So what was almost a home run, just going foul down the left field line, turns into a strikeout for Marquise Grissom. Jeff Jenkins, the left fielder, is hitting .289, 14 homers and 46 runs batted in.
Danger to him is where it is from right-handed pitchers to left-handed batters, down and in. I saw him at the University of Southern California where Mark McGuire went to college, and he could really hit.
The pitch to Jenkins, up and away, a ball. Johnson's doing the catching today. Baldwin is 59-45 career with a 5.07 ERA. Going for a 3-up, 3-down first, and here's a drive center field, hit well. On the run, Singleton, he won't catch it. The ball gets down and rolls to the wall. Jenkins has 2. He takes the turn at second and puts on the brake. Snap throw, Konerko back there, and just in safely, Jeff Jenkins. Konerko almost picked Jenkins' pocket.
As the first baseman's duty to follow the runner on a double that's conceded, because the shortstop and second baseman are going out and back one another up for an overthrow. And that was pretty good right there, what Konerko did. He had his feet in a nice position, applied the tag at Jenkins, got his foot on the bag just ahead of the tag.
Here's Charlie Hayes with Jenkins in scoring position with his 19th double. Hayes is DHing today. Played for the world champion Yankees. And he has bounced around in his career. The pitch to Hayes, a swing, and he popped him up. Back of the plate, off with the mask Johnson, over to the stands, and no play.
Baldwin is up right now, John. That's not good. He can be down and then elevate. Right now, his pitchers are elevated, and they're getting real good looks at it and good swings.
Charlie Hayes started out with San Francisco, moved on to Philadelphia, then the Yankees in 92, to Colorado, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, back to the Yankees, 96 and 97. San Francisco, 98 and 99. A 280 minor league hitter, a 264 major league hitter. And he has been in pro ball since 1983. A look to second base. Baldwin to the plate. A drive deep right center field. This is hit hard. Back to the wall, and it is gone. A 2-run homer for Charlie Hayes. And Baldwin has surrendered his 22nd home run of the year. There's another high pitch hit.
That was up and out over home plate for Hayes. Home run number 7. RBIs 34 and 35.
Well, the Brewers got their bags about 2 this morning coming in from Kansas City. And they seem to be alive and well. There. And they're off and running with 2 runs after 2 outs. And Grissom almost hit a home run down the left field line.
This guy can hit homers in bunches.
Burnett has 19, takes a curveball over, checked his swing, and took a strike.
A year ago at the All-Star game at Fenway, he was the guy that battled Ken Griffey Jr. for the home run contest.
The 1-strike pitch. Strike on the inside part of the plate. (0-2) on Jeremy Burnett's, a .220 batter. He's better than that. Here's a swing and a foul. 73 hits, 19 for home runs, and 56 RBIs.
Talked about James Baldwin's first inning. And this will be a disappointment.
There's a swing and a miss. Missed a high fastball. Well, he was pitching up. It worked twice in the inning, but Jenkins doubled and Hayes hit a home run. 2 strikeouts. Grissom and Burnett. After a half inning, Milwaukee 2. The White Sox are coming to bat on the south side.
We move to the bottom half of the first. Here's the defense Milwaukee will send out there from right to left in the outfield. Burnett, Grissom, and Jenkins on the infield. First, third, Houston, Belliard, Lopez, Hernandez, a battery of Snyder pitching, and Raul Casanova catching.
Blame it on the Casanova. And here's the first pitch to Durham. Low and called a strike. Ray is hitting .289, 13 home runs, 50 RBIs. John Snyder, the sidestep, the kick, and the pitch. Curveball, that's a beauty. 0-2, just like that on Ray Durham. Durham, Valentin Thomas, Ordonez to bat if somebody gets aboard. Snyder makes his home in Joliet, Illinois. 6'3", 200 pounds, 25 years old. The 0-2 pitch, Durham is swinging and fouls it back. I thought Joe Steffen might play the theme from the Dukes of Hazzard with Snyder going out there.
You may get that later. And your favorite, Rhinestone Cowboy.
Well, just the good old boys. Yeah. The Dukes. Here's John Snyder's 0-2 pitch.
I think Joe Steffen has the general lead as transportation.
Oh, I do too.
Yeah.
But he didn't weld the doors shut.
He doesn't climb through the window?
No, that might mess up, sliding into second base or something. Yeah. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a high fly ball. Short left field. Out goes the shortstop, Luis Lopez. On the grass, he makes the catch. Durham pops out. 1 gone.
You were a fan of the Dukes of Hazzard?
No, not really.
You know a lot about it, though, don't you?
Well, how can you help but not know about it? It's still on.
Is it?
It's on the Nashville network, I think.
I don't have that one in my
and the
house.
McCoys.
I don't have the Nashville network.
You didn't like Amos McCoy? Grandpa McCoy was a heck of a guy. You know that. 2-0 Milwaukee on a home run by Charlie Hayes. And here is Jose Valentin facing his former team. Snyder with the pitch. Low. Snyder was in the trade for Valentin. Snyder and Navarro for Valentin and Eldred. So a trade-off on the field right now. The pitch on the way. A little bit high. 2 balls, no strikes. Valentin is starting to swing the bat again. He, like everybody else, will go into some slumps, but you can't keep this guy down long. He is an offensive force. The 2-0 pitch. There's a strike right down the middle. Valentin went 4 for 12 in the Cardinals series. A double, 3 runs batted in. He scored 2 runs. He has hit safely in all 3 games since the All-Star game. The pitch. Swing, and there's a hit. Make that 4 games since the All-Star break. A hit to center field for Valentin.
Talked about John Snyder before. His dad works for an insurance company that is in Bloomington, Illinois. He went to Thousand Oaks High School, Westlake High School. It's funny, Westlake High School is actually in Thousand Oaks, California. And then his family moved back here to Illinois, where the corporate offices were. And John made his home when he was with the Sox in Joliet.
Snyder with hands on his knees reading signs. Frank Thomas steps up. He has homered in the first inning in the last 2 games. He has hit 75 career first inning home runs and takes a hard breaking ball to strike. In fact, that was a cutter. Lifetime against Milwaukee, Frank has hit 21 home runs, driving in 75 with a .338 average. He made his major league debut against Milwaukee at County Stadium in 1990. Snyder with the sign, a look to first. Valentin off. Here's the pitch. High and outside, missed with a fastball. And Snyder's fastball is reading right at 90, 91 miles an hour. And he's cutting his fastball. Thomas went 5 for 12 against the Redbirds with 2 doubles, 2 home runs, 5 runs scored. Drove in 8, 6 of those last night. Frank takes low and outside, 2-1. Snyder wears the same number with Milwaukee he wore with the White Sox, number 59. A 19-17 Major League record. But staying healthy was a problem for John. He had a ribcage problem this season. There goes the runner. The pitch, a ball. The throw to second base, it's a ball. Safe at second. Valentin with the throw bouncing to the third base side of second. Fielded on a hop by Ron Belliard, the second baseman.
Almost got him killed. That's stolen base number 10 for Valentin. Belliard came across the bag and was still going to catch it on one hop. His momentum actually carried him over to where the shortstop plays.
It was a close pitch, ball 3 to Frank Thomas, but Thomas acted like a number 2 place hitter instead of a number 3 hitter by taking a pitch, letting Valentin steal when he saw Jose get a big jump. Valentin off to a lead from second base now. Look back there in Snyder's pitch. Thomas takes low and he's on with a walk.
Thomas treated the fellows to the Krispy Kremes today.
Did he?
Yeah.
That's the first walk for Snyder today and the 40th walk compared to 32 strikeouts.
I was leaving last night. He goes, "Can you get us about 6 or 7 dozen of Krispy Kreme donuts?" Sure.
What's everybody else having? The problem,
people behind me love me in that line. Yeah, give me 6 dozen.
The problem with those, you eat one,
you eat them all.
You keep going. Maglio last night 1 for 3 with a run scored. Here's Ordonez awaiting the pitch, and he takes low from John Snyder. Snyder jumped ahead of Ray Durham 0-2 and finally got Durham to pop out to the shortstop. Valentin rocketed a single to center field, then stole second, and Thomas took ball 4. Thomas walked for the 67th time this season. The infield at double play depth. The pitch. Maglio, base hit to right field. Here's Valentin coming around third. Burnett's up with the ball. His throw will go toward the infield to second base. The White Sox lead 1-0 on a hit by Mags.
You come on the pregame show, I guess you get a hit. Unless you're a pitcher.
Then you get a win.
Yeah. RBI, number 75 for Maglio.
That's when he's at his best, Ed, finding the opening on the right side of the infield or driving the ball to right center field, straightaway center.
That's exactly what he said. He said, I'm going to try to go to right field off John Snyder, and it should be that mindset, I think, off everybody because he's that good of a hitter.
And he'll roll his hands over and hit some mistake pitches for home runs, won't he?
Yeah, you look for that pitch center away, and it's a hanger. All of a sudden, your hands just flip over because the ball's not there yet, and you hit a home run. You go up there and try to hit a home run, rarely does it happen.
Except with George Brett facing Gossage.
Yeah, or Molinaro facing Gossage. Yeah.
From the set, Snyder, the pitch to Konerko. Check swing, cutter, strike called.
Because when Bob Molinaro was playing here for the White Sox, he couldn't wait for Gossage to get into a game, and La Russa would go and call on Molinaro every time. Molinaro would yell to Gossage, "I've got a lot of Louisville for you today." And he did.
And he's not talking about Churchill down.
No, he's not.
He's rattling the lumber. The pitch, Konerko checks his swing on a breaking ball low. I've had a lot of fun watching this man play. Konerko went 3 for 5 last night, double an RBI. He has an average over 300 at 306. And he has done a superb job at first base.
Loves to play the game. I could say that about every one of the White Sox players.
And that makes you accurate. Very accurate. The pitch, a little bit low.
I don't know if I could have said that 3 or 4 years ago.
I do. You couldn't have said that.
Thank you.
We had many on the roster who love to play, but not everybody, not like right now. This is very special. The White Sox have won 56 games, losing 34, the best record in the game. The 2-1 pitch. Here's a foul ball. I had said 1-0 a moment ago. 2-1 is our score. I wanted to forget that Charlie Hayes home run.
Me too. I'd forgotten it.
2-1 in favor of the Brewers. In my, I need to wake up today. But in my haste, I made an errant call.
Game was so quick last night. What was it?
It
4
was.
hours?
And I'm trying to wake up from that. But you know what? Even though the White Sox didn't look sharp last night, good ball clubs find ways to break games open, even when they've lost 4. Tying run at second base, Frank Thomas. Go ahead, run at first, Maglio. 2-1, Milwaukee. The pitch up and away a ball. Couple of errors, that happens, but Jerry Manuel was upset by the fact that people weren't backing up plays.
At one time last night said, "What is going on this field?"
And I imagine that
So
they
were
were
the
asking
players
the same
thinking.
thing down there. 3-2 on Konerko. There go the runners. The pitch hit hard, fair inside the third base bag and down the left field line. Thomas is going to score. Here's Ordonez coming around third. He's going to score, and the White Sox lead by a run. 3-2 in the bottom of the first.
22nd double for Paul Konerko, right over the bag at third, as John said. Scores 2. His RBI total has reached 60.
And believe me, the score is 3-2.
You're right.
It is a 1-run lead. And here comes Bob Apodaca, the pitching coach. A first inning visit to John Snyder.
This is beginning to look like the Sox 7th last night.
Konerko with his 22nd double, and he just shot it over the third base bag. Ordonez and Thomas. Thomas took off from second. Ordonez was running from first base. Maglio scored. It wasn't even contested. Apodaca back to the first base dugout. Now Baldwin has been given a 1-run lead. Here's Chris Singleton.
How about the run production that Parquet has
8.2 runs a game in his starts. The pitch. A strike called. Last year, though, he was saying, "Where have you gone, Joe DiMaggio?" Because they weren't supporting him like that.
No, but last night he said to me, "You know what? I was awful tonight, and I got to win." He said, "But it's good for the team." He's right.
1 strike, 1 out. Konerko leads at second. Singleton swings, fouls it off to the left, 0-2. No, I didn't think the White Sox looked particularly sharp, but they did in the inning. They scored 9 runs in the 7th.
That was a sharp inning. They didn't look sharp in the 9th, though.
No. I thought things fell apart in the 9th inning, and really surprised to read the comments in the paper by Pena. The 2-strike pitch, strike called, inside corner. Singleton is out, the first strikeout for Snyder. Now with 2 outs, let's see what Jeff Abbott can do about bringing Paul Konerko around. Very seldom do you hear a pitcher admit that he's throwing at somebody. We heard Pedro Martinez admit that, and it cost him some games. I'm talking about nowadays, Ed.
No.
Not back in the good old days.
Stan Williams used to say, "I'm going to hit him rather than walk him," and did.
Because he had a contract clause.
Yes, he did.
If he walked so many, it cost him.
So he'd go 3-1 or 3-0, and he'd hit him.
Hit by pitch is not a base on balls. The pitch, Abbey takes up and in a ball. You know, Konerko has recorded a hit and an RBI in 9 straight games. I knew it was 5 or 6, but I didn't know the streak had reached 9. The 1-0. A little bit low.
That doesn't mean he's got a 9-game hitting streak.
No. But for Konerko to come off the bench like he did at Wrigley Field, get a hit, that was his only at bat in the series. Drove in a run. Well, lately, things happen. Thomas, Konerko, Perry, they're right in the middle of it. Abbott takes up and in. 3 balls, no strikes. And Snyder labors here in the first inning, facing his 7th batter.
Pitch count is soaring.
In fact, Konerko has hit safely in 9 straight games.
There you go.
He's on second base. Drove in 2. The pitch. There's a strike called. Bobby Abreu hit a home run off Dwight Gooden, the 11th of the year for the Phillies.
Wow.
The Phillies are beating up on the Yankees today, 6-0 in the 4th inning. The 3-1 pitch. Foul ball back to the screen, 3-2.
That was actually ball 4 he swung at, John.
And on 3-2 the last time, Konerko got a double. The last batter, Snyder, pitched a 3-2 count. Abbott is hitting .268, a couple of home runs, and he's looking for RBI number 18. Standing on second base right now in the person of Paul Konerko. Herbert Perry is on deck. 3-2, 2 outs. The pitch to Abbott. Outside, he walked him, and Perry will bat with 2 on. That's the second walk in the inning. The Cleveland Indians are hosting Houston. Houston bats in the 5th with a 1-0 lead against the Tribe. And get well wishes to Milo Hamilton. I spoke with Milo a moment ago. He said to say hello.
You call me Pally?
He called you Pally.
Hope he's doing well.
Say hello to my Pally, Ed Farmer. It wasn't quite that spry, though.
No, I could imagine.
He's not feeling very well today. Back surgery. Swing and a foul out of play off to the right. He's going to miss about 3 or 4 weeks.
He's on the DL.
I said, Milo, I know you miss being away from the booth, but the Stros haven't been playing well. I said, you could sure help us today. With Houston playing at Cleveland. Sox and the Brewers, first of 3. 2 for Milwaukee in the top of the first, and the White Sox have rallied for 3, maybe more. Snyder's pitch. Perry takes a curve outside. That curve looks so good, and then all of a sudden it's out of the strike zone.
This is what puts your manager on the edge of his seat. If you're the Brewers manager, you get 2 runs at the top of the first, and then long counts, base runners, and then hits that score runners.
The 1-1 pitch. Perry swings and misses a fastball up and in. Fastball looks inviting today. Grissom struck out on a high fastball. So did Burnitz, and Perry chased that one.
When you talk about managers thinking, it moves very fast for them. Right now, Lopes is thinking about the 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th inning because of where Snyder's pitch count is.
An inning like this lengthens a game for a manager. 3-2 White Sox, 2 outs, the 1-2 pitch. Perry fouls it back to the screen. Let's pause 10 seconds here for station identification. This is ESPN Radio on the White Sox Network. Along with that, Farmer John Rooney at Comiskey Park. A brilliant Sunday afternoon in Chicago. The temperature in the low 80s. The pitch. Perry hits a ground ball up the middle, and it's fielded by the shortstop. Lopez flipped to second. Safe! Safe at second. Everybody's safe. Abbott made it in, and the ball was dropped by Belliard at second base.
Hang a star on Lopez. He saved the run with that range and the dive, and also give some credit to the runner coming down from first, Jeff Abbott, because he got there and made the slide and stayed on the base. Should be an infield hit.
It is an infield hit to go along with 2 bases on balls in the inning. The bases are loaded for the number 9 batter, Mark Johnson. Here's where Mark Johnson can really help himself with the manager right now.
Can help himself with the manager and also with his teammates by poking a hole in the game in the first inning rather than the 5th or 6th.
With the bases loaded, 2 outs, the pitch. Johnson swings, and he popped him up. The shortstop, Luis Lopez, who saved a run with a diving stop a moment ago, makes the catch. Johnson left them full. The White Sox did score 3 times on 4 hits and left 3 on. And after 1, the White Sox lead the Brewers 3-2.
So you see the Sox and Brewers tomorrow at 7:05. Our pregame show begins with Dave Wills at 6:30, and then John's got the first pitch at 7:05.
James Baldwin throws a strike. We're playing in the 2nd inning against the Brewers. Jose Hernandez, former Cub, leading off. He's playing third base today. Hernandez, Raul Casanova, and Tyler Houston. Houston, another former Cubby. There's a foul ball.
Number you call for tickets for tomorrow night's game, 312-8311 Sox.
Half price day tomorrow, the kids' day here today. The homestand wraps up on Tuesday.
Where's Willy Wonka?
Out in the hall?
I haven't seen him. Yeah, that's one spot.
Strike 3, call fastball knee high. That's the best fastball JB has thrown so far today. They get strikeout number 3. Not to say that the 2 high fastballs chased by Grissom and Burnitz were bad, but that pitch was low. It was perfect. There was nothing Hernandez could do with it.
No. You pitch down to pitch up. It doesn't work the other way around.
Casanova switched batter, hitting .266 left-handed, .271 overall.
And the reason I say it doesn't work the other way around, John, because if you're up in the strike zone, you don't get a chance to pitch down. Not to that batter.
The pitch. A strike called. Well, the Cardinals were here over the weekend. They had some former Brewers on the team. Mike Matheny was catching. Fernando Vina. The pitch. Ground ball right side. Off Konerko's glove, and he gloves it. Picks it out of the air. Feeds Baldwin. What a play. It went off the heel of the glove. Konerko just swiped for it. Got it in the webbing of the glove. Then flipped to Baldwin, racing to first base. Great execution. 2 outs.
That's a Sports Center play. I don't think he saw the ball off the bat, John, and we talk about that day games here at Comiskey Park. The ball hit the heel of his glove, bounced up, and then threw and led Baldwin somewhat. He reached back, caught it, hooked the bag with his right foot.
And Baldwin was off to the races once he saw the ball go to the right side of the infield, really helping himself on the play. 2 outs, and here's Tyler Houston. Houston takes a pitch downstairs, a ball.
He made a catch yesterday, game at Kansas City, where he hit the tarp down the right field line full speed.
There's a strike call to Houston. 1-1.
I was amazed he didn't get hurt. This is a left-handed bat I think people will come and get maybe in the next 2 weeks.
Wouldn't be surprised. He has some pop, 9 home runs. Pitch inside, a ball.
Former #1 pick high school player from Las Vegas, Nevada of the Atlanta Braves.
Here's the 2-1 pitch to Houston. Check swing. Did he offer? Nope, according to Bill Welke, the third base umpire. Talking about Matheny and Vina, formerly with Milwaukee, and the White Sox have Jose Valentin, Kelly Wunsch, Cal Eldred on the roster. There's a swing and a high fly ball, left center field, back to the wall, Singleton, and it's gone. A home run. Tyler Houston just tied the game with home run number 10 this season.
That looked like Chipper Jones' home run off Baldwin. He surrendered 2 in the game. He's got 23 served up this year.
And all the Brewer runs with 2 outs. A double by Jenkins, homer by Hayes in the first inning. A 2-out home run by Tyler Houston in the second. Lopez is hitting .269. 2 home runs, 10 RBIs. The pitch, a ball high. And that is 23 home runs allowed by Baldwin. The 1-0 pitch. Half swing, foul tip into the catcher's mitt. 1-1. And the shame of it, the White Sox had the bases loaded with 2 outs and couldn't get a big hit. They were up 3-2 and couldn't add to the 3-2 lead. Now a 3-3 game and a ball 2 outside, 2-1.
I'd like to know where Baldwin's curveball is right now.
The 2-1 pitch. Swing and a foul tip into the catcher's mitt. 2-2, and that was a fastball. Baldwin has been giving up his home runs on fastballs and changeups. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Lopez strikes out. 2 strikeouts in the inning, 4 in the game for Baldwin. But Houston hit a home run. We go to the bottom of the second. The game is tied at 3.
Field of Greens golf tournament comes your way August 7th at Harborside Golf Tournament. It helps, all the money raised goes to hospitals, Children's Memorial, Children's Hospital here at the University of Chicago. All money raised goes to the Cure, help cure cancer in children. For details, more than I've given you, call 312-674-1000.
Top of the order to you. Ball one to Ray Durham. 3-3 ball game in the bottom of the second inning. The White Sox and the Brewers at Comiskey Park. Durham hits a high fly ball. Lazy Sunday afternoon fly to right field. Burnitz, fighting the sun, backpedals and makes the catch. Durham is 0 for 2 on a pop up to short and a fly out to medium right field.
Durham just missed that one.
Here's Jose Valentin. He singled and scored the first White Sox run. Thomas walked. Ordonez singled in Jose Valentin. Then a 2-run double by Paul Konerko. Singleton was called out on strikes. Abbott walked. Infield hit for Perry, and then with the bases loaded, Mark Johnson popped out to shortstop Luis Lopez, leaving 3 on. There's a fastball down the middle, strike 1. Valentin is inching up on 270s, hitting 269. 1 for 1, a steal and a run today. Casanova places an outside target in the pitch. Upstairs. Cut fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike.
On the Miller scoreboard, the Mets lead the Blue Jays 1-0. The Yankees are down in the Phil 6-1. The Yankees and Blue Jays, I mentioned them. The Toronto Blue Jays are in second place, basically, 49 and 42.
Here's Valentin looking at a strike, a cut fastball over.
And the Yankees are ahead of them by 3 percentage points at 46 and 39. The big thing to remember there, the 3 losses. Not making those back up.
The wind and Snyder's 1-2 pitch. Valentin checks his swing. Did he go? He did, and no swing according to Bill Walke.
You're right, he did swing at that.
Guess who hit a home run for the Indians to make it 2-1 Houston in the 5th? Solo home run.
Ken Harrelson? No.
No.
Let me think. Manny Ramirez?
No.
Sandy Alomar?
No, it was a grand home run. The 2-2 pitch.
Russell
Ball 3
Branyan.
up and in. Number 13 for Grand Branyan.
He's been up about 12 weeks. He's got 13 jacks.
Well, how about Keith McDonald for the Cardinals?
Yeah, three
hits?
swings, 3 homers.
You got it.
Swing.
Bernie Williams hit a home run for the Yankees run. The pitch. Valentin lifts a high fly ball down the left field line. Jeff Jenkins covering some ground into foul territory, makes a running catch.
Didn't think he could get there.
2 fly ball outs, and here's Frank Thomas in a 3-3 game. Paul Bird gave up Bernie Williams' 21st home run of the year. Philadelphia leads 6-1 in the bottom of the 4th at Yankee Stadium.
Talked about how long the first inning was pitch-wise for John Snyder. He threw 37 pitches in the first inning.
Thomas rifles a shot to right center field. It gets down for 1, maybe 2. Thomas is going for second. Grissom's throw coming into second base. Frank is out. Tagged out by Lopez.
Not a bad idea.
No. It had to be a perfect throw and was. Going 8-6. A single and 8-6 on the out. We're going on to the 3rd inning at Comiskey Park with the Sox and Brewers tied at 3. Ron Belliard leads off. He swings and misses the first James Baldwin pitch in the 3rd inning. We have a 3-3 score at Comiskey Park. 3 runs on 3 hits for Milwaukee. Double homer in the 1st inning and a home run in the 2nd for the Brewers. The White Sox have 3 runs on 5 hits. The pitch, chopped foul off to the left. Belliard led off the game, grounding out to Herbert Perry. The weather's been sensational for the homestand.
I haven't really noticed any heat.
The pitch. There's a poke to right field for a single.
That's on an 0-2 pitch. Noticing the heat now.
I am too. Here's Marquise Grissom. He struck out swinging in the 1st inning.
Yet to see Baldwin's curveball. If he doesn't have it, he's not going to have it. I'm not talking about the curve either.
Baldwin, going through his last 4 starts, a 1-4 record. He went 7 1/3 innings in a win against Boston on July 2nd. 4 1/3 his last outing against the Cubs, throwing 85 pitches. Grissom struck out swinging in the first inning. Belliard leans at first base. Baldwin throws over there. He may have been going on the first pitch.
Way Lopes likes to play the game. He's a runner. He has been his whole life. When he was with the Dodgers, with the Oakland A's, likes to move runners with batters who can handle the bat, and the guy at home plate can handle the bat.
From the stretch, the pitch. Breaking ball outside. 1-0 on Marquise.
I think he's running now.
Chris Spire, the third base coach, goes through the signs. Gary Allenson's the first base coach.
Spire's son pitches for the Indians.
Houston bats in the sixth at Cleveland, leading 2-1. The pitch in the dirt, a curveball knocked down by Mark Johnson. He gets to his feet, holding Belliard to first base. 2 balls, no strikes. Baldwin is making his 18th start of the season today and his 9th here at home. Is 1 win shy of his 1999 total. The pitch. Swing and a fly ball hit well to right field. Maglio backs up. He gets to the wall and over the shoulder catch. Back to first, Belliard. 1 out.
JB's got to start pitching a little closer to home plate. Talking about the outs.
Marquise Grissom almost took JB out of here in the first inning with a ball going foul down the left field line. Then he struck him out. Jenkins doubled to right center and scored on Charlie Hayes' home run in the first inning. Go ahead, run at first, 1 out.
I've seen pitchers do this, John. Get to a point in the game where nothing's working real great, and then all of a sudden everything starts to work.
Baldwin's pitch, a swing, popped him up, foul off to the left, no play for Perry. Last season, Baldwin went 12-13. He had a 5.10 ERA. Baldwin has recorded at least 10 victories and 100 strikeouts in each of his 5 full seasons. The pitch. Strike called. Maybe we can put a carport over Comiskey Park.
Let me get one of those big cranes.
Inside, under a dome, Baldwin is 15-1 career with a 2.43 ERA. That is an odd stat. The 2-strike pitch. High a ball.
Just watching his mechanics, he was going to make that the best fastball he's ever thrown. Want to get him back into his rhythm and use a breaking ball here. Maybe the curve. He's got to have it.
The pitch, moved to first and back safely. Belliard. With Baldwin's loss to the Cubs, it was his first road loss of the season. At home, Baldwin is 3-3 with a 6.42 ERA, while on the road, 8-1 with a 2.69. JB from the stretch. The pitch. Swing and a miss. There's a curveball. Jenkins strikes out. The 5th strikeout for Baldwin.
You ask for it, you get it.
Now here's trouble, though. Charlie Hayes hit a home run, but I say trouble because the Brewers have 2 outs now.
Yes, they scored all their runs with 2 outs.
This is where they've been doing their scoring. Baldwin has 1 career win against the Brewers. That came on the 28th of August, 1996, when he scattered 5 hits over 7 innings. The pitch, line drive, and Durham can't catch it. A base hit to right center. Taking the turn at second, Belliard will make third. The Brewers have first and third with 2 outs. Now go ahead, run at third base. Hayes is 2 for 2. Jeremy Burnett struck out swinging, ending the first inning. Carl Everett hit his 25th home run of the year for Boston. Came in the 6th inning off Felipe Lira. Garciaparra scored on the homer. Boston a 5-2 lead over Montreal. Boston bats in the 6th. Bobby Higginson hit his 18th home run of the year. Detroit 5 and Cincinnati 2 in the 5th inning. Detroit bats in the 5th, now leading 6-2. 6-2 over Cincinnati. A lead at third base for Ron Belliard. Hayes at first. Mark Johnson just went through the defensive signals out in front of home plate. And he'll go through the signs now for his pitcher, James Baldwin. The outfielders are playing the left-handed hitter like a right-handed pull hitter. Lots of hitting room in deep right center and down the right field line. The pitch. Off speed, check swing, didn't go. Ball one. Burnett used to play for the Mets and the Cleveland Indians. He went to Cleveland in 1995. A swing and the ball is fouled down the left field line and into the front row. Burnett's moved on from Cleveland to Milwaukee in '96. He was acquired by the Brewers on August 31st in exchange for Kevin Seitzer in '96. 1 ball, 1 strike. Baldwin goes after Burnett's. The pitch. Outside, 2-1. Burnett's is a career .266 big league hitter after hitting .228 in the minors, and he has been a pro since 1990. He was selected by the Mets in the first round, 17th player overall in the June 1990 draft. The 2-1 pitch to him. High and outside, 3-1. Baldwin has struck out 5. He hasn't walked anybody, but he has given up 3 runs on 5 hits. And he's in danger of losing a tie game with a runner at third and a runner at first with 2 outs. 3-3 our score at Comiskey Park. 2 outs, top of the third. Baldwin looks to third. The 3-1 to Burnett's. A swing, broken bat, pop up. Baldwin's going to get out of it. First baseman Konerko makes the catch. No runs on 2 hits. 2 men left on. The first runner stranded today by Milwaukee. And on to the bottom of the third at Comiskey Park with the Brewers and White Sox tied at 3. Ordonez swings and fouls the first pitch by Snyder back to the screen. We're in the bottom of the third, 3-3. Maglio singled in a run, scored one of the 3 White Sox runs in the first inning. The total's identical, 3-5-0. 21 home runs for the White Sox All-Star. 75 runs batted in. He takes inside just off the corner. Snyder was trying to guide that one in. Right-hander facing right-hander. Konerko will be next, and then Singleton. The pitch. Ground ball over the mound, over second into center, a base hit.
Almost hit him in the foot.
The White Sox have put the leadoff man on for the first time today, and Maglio is 2 for 2.
Can't have him on the show tomorrow.
No. Before Konerko bats, let's pause for a station ID on ESPN Radio and the White Sox Network. With that, farmer John Rooney at Comiskey Park, our engineer Bob Boxer, working with us from the studios in downtown Chicago. Dave Miska on the board. Jeff Brusso is our producer, assisted by Sean Witt. The pitch. Konerko takes upstairs just above the belt. Ball doubled in 2 runs on a 3-2 pitch in the first inning.
Eric Munson was called up by the Detroit Tigers, their #1 pick from USC. They placed Tony Clark to the Tigers on a disabled list, retroactive to yesterday with a strained back.
Detroit has a 6-2 lead at home in the 6th over Cincinnati. Curve in the dirt and a check swing by Konerko, ball 2.
Well, this one, the Yankees optioned Luke Wilcox, an outfielder, to Columbus, and they recalled Clay Bellinger. I don't know how long he was down there.
Back and forth they go.
Yeah.
When does Kane Davis go back to Cleveland?
It'd be recaned.
Jamie Navarro's back with the Indians. Houston 2, Cleveland 1 in the 7th inning at Cleveland. Konerko, double play ball to the shortstop. Lopez to Belliard 1 on the first, double play. Konerko has hit into a double play 10 times now.
That was smoked. Remember Joe Vitiello?
Yes, I do.
He's back in the big leagues with the Padres. I sent outfielder Dusty Allen to Las Vegas. Did you know anybody when you were growing up by the name of Dusty?
No.
Only guy I really
Dusty
know is
Rhodes.
Dusty Baker. Dusty who?
Dusty Rhodes.
The wrestler?
Dusty Furniture. Here's the pitch. Swing and a foul out of play off to the left. And a scramble for that foul
yes,
ball.
there was. There was a guy backpedaling down some stairs.
And then a guy just sitting 3 seats in. Hey, look what I have.
Yeah.
Here's a baseball.
It's a big deal.
Swing and a miss by Singleton. 0-2. He was called out on strikes in the first inning. James Baldwin made a big pitch to Jeremy Burnett's. Got a broken bat pop up to Paul Konerko, leaving runners at first and third in the top half of this inning. Now nobody on, 2 outs. Singleton hits a ground ball past the mound to Belliard, the second baseman. His throw just in time to get Singleton. No runs ahead, a double play, nobody left. On to the fourth. The White Sox and Brewers are tied at 3.
There's a swing and a high pop-up, short right field. Durham moves back. In comes Ordonez, the right fielder, under control. Maglio calls for it, makes a catch, and then flips it to Durham. 1 pitch, 1 out for Baldwin as he gets Hernandez to fly to right. And here's Casanova.
If there's anything Jerry Manuel preaches, it's playing good baseball. Win or lose, go out there, give it your best effort, think, make the plays. The White Sox look sharper today in that regard.
Yes, they do. It's almost like Judge Schmale said in Caddyshack. Do you stand for goodness or badness?
Almost like that.
Yes, and there's Casanova. Hit a shot off Konerko's glove. Went off his glove. Paul was going towards second, caught it in the air, and then flipped it to Baldwin. Led him, and Baldwin was right there. Johnny on the spot. First pitch missed. Baldwin back to work. The 1-0 pitch. I guess it's low, 2-0. White Sox traveling, or I should say the White Sox travel Tuesday night, not tomorrow, but Tuesday night to Minnesota. Yeah, after the game. Take on the Twins Wednesday night and Thursday afternoon.
We have the double wraparound right now. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday series, thanks to interleague play.
Yeah, yes, 1 out, bases empty, 3-all. 1-1 pitch, a swing and a high fly ball, deep center field. Singleton prances back in front of the warning track. He's there with 2 outs. There's Tyler Houston.
That would have been off the scoreboard in center field at Wrigley Field.
That would have been
week.
over the bushes, as we like to say there.
Mm-hmm.
Over the vines, certainly, and over the hedges that they have at center field. Houston is 1 for 1. He had his 10th home run off Baldwin. Brewers have scored all 3 runs on home runs. 2-run homer by Hayes in the first, and a solo shot by Houston in the second as he fouls this one just under John Rooney to the screen.
He was trying to go to the bridge.
They're just trying to swing at the first pitch. Swing hard in case you hit it. 0-1 the count on Tyler Houston. There's Baldwin's 0-1 pitch. Inside, backs him out of there. A ball and a strike. Cut fastball, just did not pick up the corner. 1-1 pitch, outside, 2-1. Houston, when he first signed with the Braves, they expected a lot more and got a lot less. Catcher, and they weren't happy with that. 2-1 pitch, high, 3-1. I think when he went to the Cubs and they used him at third and over at first, maybe every once in a while as a catcher, certainly a left-handed bat off the bench, he started to shine. This ball went 3-1 offering. Right there, 3-2, and Houston was headed towards first base. It's almost like the home plate umpire Fielding Colbert said, young man, now back here in the classroom.
Houston was headed toward Dallas.
Yes, he was. He was headed towards Cleveland, where Houston is. Baldwin started into his delivery, and Tyler Houston stepped out of the batter's box. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Doing
yes,
that.
they have. 2 outs, the 3-2 pitch. Right down the middle with the curve. Strike 3 got him. Houston, the bat goes flying. There goes the helmet. The bat went in the direction of the home plate umpire. Baldwin has 6 strikeouts. He has retired the last 4 in a row. He goes to the dugout. We're heading to the bottom of the 4th. White Sox and Milwaukee are tied at 3. There's Abbott leading it off. Broken bat looper to short. Lopez backs up about 5 steps and makes the catch. 1 out and 1 back from Abbott. Here's Herbert Perry. We're in a 3-3 tie at Comiskey. 6 hits for the Sox and 5 for the Brewers. That Willy Wonka's Kids Day presented by Nerds is Sunday, August 6th. Yeah, we're talking about August already. August 6th, game time against the Athletics 105. Kids get autographs before the game. Afterwards, they run the bases if the weather permits. Plus, kids' tickets are just $1 at the Comiskey Park ticket windows. Day of the game only. For details, call 312-674-1000. There's a swing and a miss and a breaking ball. Perry's down in the count 0-1. He is 1 for 1. Had an infield hit in the first inning. Atlanta was leading Tampa Bay 4-0. Now it's 4-4. Two-run homer by Gerald Williams with Ozzie Guillen aboard has tied it in the 7th off Kevin Millwood. 0-1 pitch under his chin. Mike Remlinger now comes out of the bullpen for the Braves. Tampa went to work off Millwood. They scored 3 times in that 7th inning to tie it at 4. 1-1 pitch. Swinging a line drive left. On the move. Jenkins circles it, moves around, and makes the catch. That ball had topspin on it. Jenkins looked like a squirrel in the middle of the street with a car coming by. It's a line out to left. There's Mark Johnson. Snyder, since the single by Ordonez, has recorded 5 outs. Got a double play from Konerko. Singleton bounced out to close out the 3rd. He opens, getting Abbott on a broken bat looper to short. Perry smoked one on the line to left. St. Louis is trailing Minnesota in the 4th, 1-0. I'm going to update that score. Minnesota now bats bottom 4, leading 1-0. There's strike 1 fired to Mark Johnson. He had a chance in the 1st. The White Sox sent 9 men to the plate in the 1st inning, scored 3 runs. Also stranded 3 runners. Johnson went after the first pitch and popped it up to the shortstop to close out the inning. Snyder's 0-1 pitch, a little high, ball on the strike. Florida leads at Baltimore 1-0. The Orioles, I'll tell you, that's a payroll $80 million. They are 38-50. They're 12 games under 500. They also trail New York by 9.5. 1-1 pitch. A swing and a line drive, deep right field, going to the corner and off the wall on a bounce. Johnson will make 2, and he has a 2-out double. For Mark Johnson, his 9th double of the season. The go-ahead run at second for Ray Durham. He got something off speed and turned on it. The hips came through, the hands were back, and he smoked this one. If he gets anything under it, it would have gone. Wasn't sure it wasn't going anywhere. White Sox have 3 runs on 7 hits. Snyder has walked 2. His lone strikeout is Chris Singleton. That was in there for strike 1 to Durham. Ray Durham, nothing today so far. Pop out to the shortstop and a fly out to right.
He is due.
Yes, he is. Might have guys wanting to become pregame guests and postgame guests, but pregame with Ordonez outing so far. 0-1 pitch hit him in the back. That's the way you get hit, though. He did not lean into it. He turned his back and got hit in the shoulder blade.
Let's talk about this for a moment. Tatis has been hit by a lot of pitches.
Well, he's diving.
He is. He's diving over the plate.
Plus, he's got that arm guard on.
He's wearing all the padding.
Yeah. That tells you right there.
He's ready for 2-a-day football practice.
Yeah. Yes, he is. But that's why he's wearing that arm guard. Guys do that. When you see that wearing the arm guard, they're diving. So if they get hit, so what? But the Sox pitchers were hitting him in the left thigh. And as you would imagine, he got upset. And as Forrest Gump said, he also got hit in the left buttocks.
Yes, he did.
And wasn't happy about it either. 2 on, 2 out. Here's Valentine. Single run scored, stolen base in the 1st, and a flyout. Takes strike 1 from Snyder, sinking fastball to the outside part of home plate. He is hitting .268. The Brewers, I'm sure, would like to have him back. What you don't hear from Valentine is contract talks. He's just playing the game. Sox talk to him about a contract. That's fine with him. 0-1 pitch. Inside. Almost hit him in the foot. It did hit him in the foot. So Durham gets whacked with a fastball, and Valentine gets a curve on his big toe. And that's trouble. Not because you hit Valentine, but was waiting in the on-deck circle. The big hurt. The bases are full for Thomas. The fans are standing at Comiskey.
Thomas.
You need me on that wall. Thomas wants to hit one over the wall. The pitch to Frank. Curve low for ball one. New Supply Baseball's out to the home plate umpire, and Papi Hidalgo, I think he's scared fielding Culbreth. He was there just before the pitch was thrown.
In terms of the All-Star team, though, some people can't handle the truth.
No, they can't. He wants to crystallize those thoughts, maybe with a slam. The 1-0 pitch. Curve and a beauty. 1 ball, 1 strike. I'm talking about home runs with Thomas. He has 28. Yesterday in the first inning, 75th time he's hit a home run in the first inning in his career. His RBI total is at 83. That's second to Edgar Martinez of the Seattle Mariners. 1-1 pitch in too close. Thomas almost swung at that one. His home run yesterday, John, was one-handed. They came to the inside corner with a fastball to Darryl Kyle, and that was no trespassing by Thomas.
Sammy Sosa has hit 25 home runs. Frank Thomas has hit 28.
Fans are getting into it. Base is full. 2-1 pitch. Outside corner. 2-2, and that was a nice pitch by John Snyder. Sometimes you have to give the pitcher credit. Snyder went to his breaking ball, picked up the outside half.
Just like Baldwin went to his breaking ball and got a strikeout in the top of this inning.
Brewers, blue tops, gray pants with a blue cap and a wispy M on the front. The 2-2 pitch to Thomas, swinging a little looper. Right field, dropping quick. On the move, Burnett's not going to get it. Falls for a hit. Johnson scores. Durham follows. Valentine makes third. 2-run single for Thomas. Sox lead 5-3 here in the fourth.
That's when Thomas is at his best, Ed. It's not driving the grand slam, but it's taking a pretty good pitch and just looping it to the opposite field to produce something. This time the something is 2 runs.
That ball wasn't hit all that hard. There's a little gork out there.
He was jammed by an inside fastball, but had a big enough swing to lift it over the infield and drive in 2.
That's the 8th hit for the White Sox, and we're in the 4th. There's a conference on the mound.
This all started with a 2-out double by Mark Johnson.
Snyder was sailing along. He got Abbott on 1 pitch, broken bat looper to short. Herbert Perry absolutely smoked one that Jenkins got in left field. Johnson doubled. Burnett ran that one down. He hit Durham with a fastball in the back. He hit Valentine in the big toe with a curve. And Thomas looped a 2-run single to right. There's Ordonez. You can get fat in this inning. Ordonez is 2 out of 2. A single and a run scored in the first, a single in the third. Snyder checks the runners at first and third. The pitch. Yes, it was high for ball 1. Snyder's going to give you everything he's got. He's battling right now, but he's down 5-3 here in the 4th. Breaking pitch low, 2-0. He's gone to the breaking pitch in key situations, and I think the scouting reports that the Sox have on him will tell you that. And if they do, then he will be hitting the ball towards right. Will Ordonez. Juan Acevedo begins to warm in the bullpen for the Brewers. There's a breaking ball outside corner, 2-1. You look center away in situations like these because he does not want to give you a fastball. Runners in scoring position. White Sox are the best. They lead the American League at 298. The Rangers are next at 293. Runners at first and third. The 2-1 pitch. Slower curve. That missed. 3-1. On deck, Paul Konerko. He wouldn't walk him, would he?
Well, here's some news for you. 7th inning, Houston 5, Cleveland 1.
That is good news. Here's a pitch of the game right now for Snyder. 3-1 pitch. He walked him. That is the 3rd walk surrendered by John Snyder. His pitch count, John, is elevated in 2 innings. He threw 37 in the first, and he's around 30 here in the 4th.
I would be surprised to see him in the 5th.
The walk loads him up for Konerko. He had a 2-run double in the first as the Sox sent 9 men to the plate. He is the 8th man to bat here in the 4th.
3 walks now, 2 hit batters. And Snyder has 1 strikeout, and that was Singleton.
He works from the stretch. Looks at third. The pitch to Konerko. Curveball swung on a miss. Looked like he was trying to swat a falling leaf with a branch. 0-1.
The curveball was about as slowly thrown as a falling leaf. About 73 or 4 miles an hour.
White Sox on every base. Valentin at third, Thomas at second, Ordonez at first. Snyder in a jam here in the fourth. The 0-1 pitch, curve, buckled him 0-2. We haven't seen that many of the slow curveballs from John Snyder, although Konerko has now. We have seen cut fastballs and sliders. Right now he's got Paul Konerko set up for an inside fastball. 2 runs in here in the fourth. The Sox have grabbed the 5-3 lead. Ballwood must come out and hold that lead in the fifth. And the 0-2 pitch. Inside fastball. Oh, so close. Just missed. 1-2.
Oh, that's pitching right there. Snyder thought he had enough of the plate, or close enough to the plate for a strike. That's the perfect pitch. There's nothing a hitter can do with that inside knee-high pitch.
They're looking for a breaking pitch, and they're looking for it away from a right-handed pitcher. That's right-handed batters. You throw that heater on the inside corner, and you go, uh-oh, I may double up in there now. The 1-2 pitch. Curveball, raked on the ground to third. Tough play for the third baseman. Hernandez up with it, throws out. Konerko. The White Sox go here in the fourth. 8 men bat. They scored 2 runs on 2 hits, a couple of hit batters. And for the second time in 4 innings, the White Sox leave the bases loaded. They've stranded 6. White Sox lead the Milwaukee Brewers 5-3. Sunday, August 6th at 1:05, the White Sox host the A's here at Comiskey. The first 15,000 fans to the ballpark will receive a White Sox checkbook cover courtesy of St. Paul Federal Savings. For tickets, call 312-831-1SOX. I think it's just St. Paul Federal now. 5th inning here at Comiskey. White Sox scored 3 in the first, 2 in the fourth. The Brewers got 2 in the first and 1 in the second. All their runs have come on homers. Pitch 1 from Baldwin here in the 5th is low and outside for ball 1 to Luis Lopez. It's 9-1-2 for the Brewers. Here's Baldwin's 1-0 pitch to the shortstop. That's inside, 2-0. Baldwin with these 2 pitches has reached 59. That's through a 4+ inning. Snyder has thrown 80. Yeah. 2-0 pitch. That picks up the outside corner, 2-1. Had to wait for the call. The Brewers last year were 74-87. The White Sox last year were 75-86. I'll make my point after the 2-1 pitch. Here it is. Swinging a ground ball. Baldwin has it. Pitcher runs towards first, underhands it to Konerko. Lopez an easy out, 1-3. It's 5 up in a row and 5 retired by James Baldwin. White Sox 75-86, as I mentioned. Brewers 74-87. The Brewers had Valentin last year and they had Eldred. White Sox have Valentin and Eldred this year. The White Sox have the best record in baseball at 56-34, so those components have worked well, along with former Brewer reliever Kelly Wunsch. There's Belliard trying to go yard. Took a big swing, didn't get it. Strike 1. Single to right on the first pitch in the third from Baldwin. He has 23 doubles and 4 triples. This guy could fly. An average of 291. Here's Baldwin's 0-1 pitch. Inside corner, no call. 1 ball, 1 strike. When you look at Belliard, though, he is subbing for Mark Loretta, and people in the National League tell me Mark Loretta could play shortstop. We saw him as a second baseman and a fill-in player. It's a swing and 1 top down the third base line. Rolls foul. Quickly, Baldwin in front of Belliard, 1-2. He has struck out 48 times, and he has also walked 48 times. The Brewers are rebuilding, and they've got a new manager, Davey Lopes, but they have talent. Guy in right field can hit home runs. Jeremy Burnett's. Jeff Jenkins, that's Geof. Jeff Jenkins in left. He is going to be some kind of player. Former #1 pick for the Brewers. 1-2 pitch to Belliard, swung and a miss. That's 49 times he is whiffed this year. Baldwin has a strikeout in the inning. It's number 7. Here's Marquise Grissom. Baldwin has struck out at least 1 in each inning so far. Struck out 2 in the first. He got Grissom and then ended it by getting Burnett. He opened the second by getting Hernandez and ended it by getting Lopez. Got Jenkins in the third. Tyler Houston in the 4th. Here's a swing and a foul to the screen. 0-1 the count on Grissom. And now he is bagged Belliard here on the 5th. Grissom, incidentally, the strikeout I mentioned in the 1st and the fly out to right, took Ordonez to the wall and right, who made the catch. 0-1 pitch. Low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Rather see Baldwin miss down there than up in the strike zone, because when he's missing up, he doesn't have the velocity that we've seen at times. He can go for a homer. The 1-1 pitch. Curveball or cutter outside corner. Swung on a miss. 1-2. In the bottom half of this 5th inning, the White Sox will send up Singleton, Abbott, and then Perry. If one gets on, then Mark Johnson bats. The Sox sent 8 men to the plate in the bottom of the 4th, scored 2 runs, and left the bases loaded for the 2nd time. Baldwin's quick pitching, and Grissom said, wait a minute, I've got to collect my thoughts here at home plate. Call time. 2 out, bases empty. Infield plays back, outfield straight up and deep. The 1-2 pitch, curveball buckled him, and it buckled the home plate umpire. 2 balls, 2 strikes. You see that every once in a while because the curveball is so big that the catcher moves and he blocks the umpire's view, and that's what happened. Sidestep the kick, the 2-2 pitch. Swinging a line shot to short, bounces in and out of the glove of Valentine, recovers, throws, got him. Stick-to-itiveness, that's what you could say about that play. It goes 6-3 as Grissom's out. 7 in a row retired by Baldwin. We're halfway through today's game at Comiskey. The White Sox 5, Milwaukee 3.
White Sox have a 5-3 lead. Going to the bottom half of inning number 5. And John Snyder is out of the game. Juan Acevedo comes on to pitch. Acevedo will have Chris Singleton, Jeff Abbott, and Herbert Perry. John Snyder went 4 innings today. Gave the White Sox 5 runs on 8 hits. All the runs earned. Snyder walked 3. He struck out 1. Did not allow a home run. And hit 2 batters. So Snyder is on the downside of a 5-3 game right now, with Acevedo coming in. They tell me Acevedo has just been pitching great baseball out of the bullpen.
We're going to find out right now how good he is. I'll tell you this. When you look at bullpens, they've got a guy from the Sox farm system a while ago, Bob Wickman. We've seen him in a Yankee uniform. Wickman is their closer and all-star, and he can get things done. They have a White Sox flavor to this Brewer team, that's for sure. Acevedo, abbreviated wind. Here's the pitch. Singleton takes first pitch over for strike 1.
He's 0-3 with a 3.74 ERA. Game number 32, no saves, and the opponents hit .243 against him.
This from Juarez, Mexico. He makes his home in Algonquin, Illinois. 0-1 pitch to Singleton. Buckled him up and in. Almost hit him in the jaw. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Acevedo has allowed 3 home runs, walking 20 and striking out 33 in 45 2/3.
He was acquired from the Cardinals in the deal that sent Fernando Vina to St. Louis. Here's his 1-1 pitch to Singleton. A swing and a chopper right back to Acevedo. Runs halfway to first. Flips it underhand to Tyler Houston. That takes care of Singleton. He's 0 for 3. Here's Abbott. Last year, Acevedo with St. Louis 6-8 in 50 games with 4 saves. ERA of 5.89. His best year in the big leagues was 1998. He was 8-3 for St. Louis, 50 games also. 15 saves and an earned run average of 2.56. Wow. Abbott, the last time up, lost a bat as he popped out to the shortstop. Acevedo almost hit him in the knee. 1-0 before the next pitch. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on ESPN Radio and the Chicago White Sox Baseball Network. Bob Boxer is our engineer here at Comiskey Park on this Kids Day. Dave Miska works the board in the downtown studios in Chicago. Our producer is Jeff Brusso, assisted by Sean Witt. I'm Ed Farmer. My partner is John Rooney. 5th inning at Comiskey. White Sox 5 runs, 8 hits, no errors. Milwaukee has made 3 runs on 5 hits, and 2 of those hits, they've accounted for all 3 runs. Homers. The swing and a ground ball foul wide of third and into the Sox dugout. Count 1-2 to Jeff Abbott. Home runs in the first inning. Hayes hit 1. with a man aboard, and then Tyler Houston went the opposite way to the Sox bullpen in left center. Since then, Baldwin has settled down. He's retired the last 7 Brewers consecutive. White Sox win today. They will move to 57-34. 1 out, bases empty. The count 1-2 on Jeff Abbott. Here's a pitch. Swinging one sliced in the air wide of first to the upper deck.
This is something Abbott can do. He can get behind in the count and keep fouling pitches away.
And that can frustrate a pitcher to a point where you say, okay, I'm just going to throw it down the middle. You decide where you want to hit it. Sometimes that works. Other times they decide they're going to hit it over the fence. They play him as straight in the outfield as I've ever seen, with Marquise Grissom, the center fielder, directly in line with second. 1-2 pitch, inside and low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. On the infield, the third baseman Hernandez is off the line probably 10 or 15 steps. The game at Boston moves to the bottom of the 8th. The Red Sox lead the Expos 5-2. There's a swing and one driven to the gap in right center field. Grissom takes 3 long strides. He's there and makes the catch. With 2 outs, here's Perry. Talking about the Brewers scoring 2-out runs, the White Sox scored 2 in the 4th. Started with Johnson with a 2-out double. Durham and Valentine were hit by pitches to load him up, and Thomas looped a single in front of the right fielder Burnitz. A walk to Ordonez loaded him back up. And then Konerko ended it by bouncing out to the third baseman. That one sinks inside. That one almost hit Perry. 1-0. Herbert, infield single in the first, and he blistered one to left, and Jenkins surrounded it and caught it. He went right and then came back to his left, or I should say went left and then came back to his right. That pitch is low, 2-0, and Papi Hidalgo, the bat boy, has been busy today.
He was near home plate before the pitch crossed the plate.
He's been out there as much as Casanova, the catcher for the Brewers. Perry called time at home plate. Now he's back in, waves the bat over home plate as he waits for Acevedo's 2-0 pitch, and here it is. Swinging a broken bat, one hopper to third, gobbled up by Hernandez. Strong throw. He takes care of his counterpart, and the White Sox facing Juan Acevedo. They go 3 up, 3 down. We're through 5 at Comiskey. White Sox 5, Milwaukee 3. Here are the totals through 5 innings. The White Sox 5 runs on 8 hits. Milwaukee 3, 5, and 0. James Baldwin will come out to work this 6th inning. The Brewers send up 3, 4, and 5. Jenkins, Hayes, and Burnitz. To tell you about the 6th, there's my partner, is John Rooney. Congratulations on the
Thank you, Ed. Thank you very much.
I owe you $1. I put in Bob Boxer. So.
How about last night's sellout? It was the 7th here at Comiskey Park for 2000. With that, the White Sox moved over the 1 million mark in attendance for the 18th straight season and the 23rd time in 24 seasons. There's Jeff Jenkins leading off. The pitch, a ball up and in. The White Sox reached the million milestone in 43 dates compared to 55 last year. The Sox are averaging 23,995, up from 16,160 at the same point last season. And here's a rifle shot single through the middle. A bullet right back through the box, and the leadoff man is on for the 2nd time today as Jenkins singles through the middle. The 32.7% attendance increase from 99 is the biggest in the American League. And over the past 21 home games, the White Sox are averaging 31,794. And at the current pace, the White Sox could draw 1.9 million. The best was 2,581,091 in 1993. Slow curveball swung on and missed by Charlie Hayes. Hayes has roughed up Baldwin for a 2-run homer in the 1st inning and a base hit in the 3rd. 5-3 White Sox. Nobody out. Top of the 6th inning. Infield a double play depth. Hayes has grounded into 7 twin killings. Brewers are wearing their blue jerseys today, road gray pants. The White Sox in the home white pinstripe uniform. There's a swing and a miss on a high fastball. Hayes, he saw the slow curveball and then got the heat. 0-2, and no room for an 0-2 mistake here. Baldwin has given up 1 hit today on an 0-2 pitch. Charlie Hayes was picked up during spring training. We saw him at Maryville. That's where the Brewers make their spring training home in the Phoenix area. Here's a swing and a miss. He just chopped at a curveball and had no chance. 8 strikeouts for Baldwin. He has at least 1 strikeout an inning. Baldwin threw the spinner up there. Hayes had the left leg going toward the left field line and his body going the other direction with the swing. I thought he was going to come unglued up there. Here's Burnett's, a strikeout and a pop-up. Burnett's popped out to first, leaving runners at the corners in the 3rd inning. The pitch. Fastball high and outside. Baldwin has gone the required 5 innings with the lead to be eligible for his 12th win. Jim Parquet got the win last night. Jim is 9-2 now. Baldwin comes in today 11-4. How about a double play ball here? The pitch. Burnett takes a curve for a strike. Say a curve, that was more like a cutter. It had some late movement to it. Burnett gave up on it, and the pitch was in there. Left-handed batter, right-handed pitcher.
Did you like Hayes swatting flies?
Oh, I did. Hayes had the upper hand the first 2 times against Baldwin, and then Baldwin started him with a slow curveball and took care of the rest. Fastball up and away, swung on and missed. 1-2.
I'd like to say hello to one of our friends who's traveling right now. Was at the Milwaukee Open. He's heading towards Endicott, New York. Dan McQuilkin caddies for Brad Elder.
Hello, Dan.
So drive safely, you guys.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 gone. Baldwin has matched his season high in strikeouts with 8. He struck out 8 against the Boston Red Sox when he shut them out on the 9th of May. A pickoff move to first, and Jenkins is safe. Jenkins has stolen 6 bases without being caught.
He has struck out at least 1 man in each inning.
Now the 1-2 pitch. A swing and a pop-up. Baldwin says he'll take it and does. Right next to Paul Konerko on the first base side of the mound.
That's one where you hit that with that big swing and you're a home run hitter. You do not want to go back to the bench because the guys are going to be on you.
Well, that's about what Burnett did the last time up when he popped out to Konerko, and I think that cost him a bat at the time.
That was a hanging curveball, too.
Here's Jose Hernandez. Well, Jenkins on first, 2 outs in the 6th. A strikeout, a called 3rd strike in the 2nd, and a fly out to right in the 4th for Hernandez. 5-3 White Sox, top of the 6th inning. Baldwin moving along on this Sunday afternoon. The pitch to Hernandez, swing and a miss. Couldn't hold up on the high fastball. They had to appeal that one?
They appealed that one to first, and it was called a strike. He went all the way around.
There was no doubt about that one. But fielding Culbreth pointed to Bruce Fremming, and Fremming put up the right arm.
It's almost like the Brewers change uniforms every year.
They have a different M.
I love the Brewers
on the
script across
helmet.
the chest. They've got a wispy M.
There's a throw to first and right on the bag, and Konerko had the tag on Jenkins. Looked like Jenkins fell off first base.
He did.
He was called safe by Bruce Fremming.
I think umpires are lenient there, John, because if you push him off, with one exception, Ken Herbeck,
in the World Series,
if you push him off or your momentum pushes that base runner off, then I think they call no play. And I think that's the right call.
1 strike to count on Hernandez. He's hitting .251. Baldwin takes a long time reading signs. From the high set. The pitch. Pitch out called, nothing's on. 1 ball, 1 strike.
I never like a pitch out like that with 2 outs when you're up by 2 or 3 runs. And I'll tell you why. Because his run doesn't mean anything at first base, not to me. You get the batter with 2 outs, and the runner at first or at second, he doesn't become a point.
Now Baldwin on 1-1. Check swing inside with a breaking ball.
I think if you miss, certainly you're going to miss with the pitch out, and you miss with the next one, puts you in a position where now they can run on 2-1 because you won't pitch out or you don't pitch out very often.
Jose Hernandez, a member of the 1998 Cubs, the wild card team in the National League. The 2-1 pitch. Swing and a foul, 2-2. Baldwin allowed 2 runs in the first on a Hayes home run.
They sent Hernandez to the Cubs through the Atlanta Braves. Certainly he helped the Braves, but he liked the situation in Milwaukee a little bit better than Atlanta.
30,000 plus here today for the White Sox and the Brewers. Half price night tomorrow. A 7:05 game featuring John Garland 0-1 against Jason Buehrle 6-6. And a move to first. That drives Jenkins back to the bag.
If you've been speculating about coming to the ballpark, that you're not sure about this team, or you want to see them play but you haven't made the decision, come tomorrow night.
The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He blew him away with a fastball. 9 strikeouts for Baldwin, a new season high. Hernandez is gone, and so are the Brewers. No runs. A leadoff hit by Jenkins on a single to center field. 1 left. The Brewers have stranded 3. What's your handicap?
I don't know. Everything in my bag.
Here's Mark Johnson bunting on the third base line. It stays fair. It rolls and hits the third base bag, a bunt single.
That's a mistake Hernandez made. Should have picked it up. Ball rarely rolls foul if it's bunted like that. Side spin, certainly it'll roll foul. That one was bunted with overspin.
A bunt single for Johnson, 2 hits and 3 at bats, and it was Mark Johnson who got a 2-out rally started in the 4th by doubling on 1 hop off the right field wall. Ray Durham was hit by a pitch and scored one of the 2 runs in the 4th inning. Ray is 0 for 2. The White Sox have put the leadoff man on base 2 innings today. The 3rd, now the 6th. And on the grass at 3rd, Hernandez. A throw to first base, and Johnson is safe. Are the Brewers thinking the White Sox might be bunting with Durham here?
Wanted to see if he moved the bat, and he did not.
The Sox lead by 2. Cleveland bats in the 8th, trailing Houston 5-1. Acevedo with the pitch. Durham shows bunt, pulls back to take a fastball strike on the outer half.
The Brewers, by no stretch of the imagination, are out of this game.
Not with what we experienced last night, the way the White Sox unloaded for a 9-run 7th inning.
You get a bloop and a blast, and they've tied you.
Acevedo straightens. There's a move to first. Johnson slipped, but gets back ahead of the tag by Tyler Houston.
We talk about the feet of infielders, putting them in position to catch the baseball. Same thing with a pitcher. Quick feet put you in a position to pick off a runner.
One strike to count on Ray Durham. A lead at first base for Mark Johnson. Throw over there, no tag put down this time by Houston. Atlanta picked up 2 in the 9th to beat Tampa Bay 6-4 in St. Petersburg. Scott Kamenecki 1-0 over Jim Messier 7-2. Kamenecki, a member of the Atlanta pitching staff. Andrew Jones hit 2 home runs, 24 and 25. Wally Joyner hit his 2nd. The 1-strike pitch. Ray pulls it to the right side. Off the glove of Ron Belliard into right field. Johnson digs for 3rd. The throw not in time. 1st and 3rd with nobody out.
Nice throw from Burnett. Knew a catcher was running, took a shot. But he took a shot low enough to have it cut, and Durham was thinking second when he saw the shortstop go to reach for it, put the brakes on. So the double play is still in order. Even though you have runners at 1st and 3rd, you want to keep a double play in order.
And that's exactly why you want a low throw from the outfielder. That way at least your cutoff man can do some decoying. Gerald Williams, who used to play for the Yankees and Brewers, he had a home run for Tampa Bay today, his 12th of the year.
I think the Yankees would like to have him back.
Boston 5, Montreal 2. Tim Wakefield 6-5 over Mike Johnson 4-4. John Wasden saved his first game, and guess who homered for Montreal?
Vladimir Guerrero.
His 25th. Carl Everett hit his 25th for Boston.
He's still playing?
The pitch up and away. Might not be playing when we see the Red Sox next week.
That's true. It's going to be interesting to see the suspension that Frank Robinson hangs out. Just puts that little shingle out there, because that's how the downtown area, the Back Bay area of Boston is. Got their shingles hanging outside their establishment.
1st and 3rd, nobody out.
You see it now as we're driving in on the bus. Everett, 14-day shingle.
The pitch outside of ball. 14-day shingle.
Yeah, you're going for 14. Have the town crier go out there and change it each game that he's missed.
as he passes the lamplighter.
Yes.
2-0 on Valentine.
For those of you who didn't see it yesterday, he bumped the umpire a couple of times.
Thought the umpire did a little bailing out.
And then he hit him with the bill of his batting helmet. That hurts.
Acevedo's pitch with Durham going, popped up foul. Just below us. Two and one the count on Jose Valentin. Now you're giving me the hiccups laughing at that.
Sorry.
14-day shingle.
Maybe it'll just be 10. I think he's going to go at least double figures.
Didn't the umpire draw a line?
Yes, drew a line in the batter's box. See, when the umpire does it, that means something. When the batter does it, that's showing up the umpire, and usually you get the heave-ho.
Acevedo with the 2-1 pitch. Ball 3 high, 3-1.
Important at bat for Valentin. If he walks, certainly it loads the bases up for Thomas. But if he pops out on the infield and you can't get the runner on third, then the double play really looms large.
Valentin was hit by a pitch, left at third in the fourth inning, singled and scored in the first. Here's the pitch. Swing, and there's a pop-up on the infield. Durham was running. Now out to short center goes the second baseman Belliard. In very shallow center, Grissom makes the catch. Johnson cannot score. Well, there's your fly ball or pop.
I didn't want it. I was just putting that out there for our listeners.
The double play is in order to get Acevedo out of the inning. I can't get rid of the hiccups now.
I thought you were like just putting a hyphen there in Acevedo's name.
Acevedo.
Yeah,
well, that works.
See?
Maybe I can.
Sure.
Maybe I can pace these hiccups. 14-day shingle.
May come over and scare you?
You might.
Want to see something real scary? Remember that from I think it was Twilight Zone?
Well, here's an imposing figure in the batter's box that's very scary for pitchers, especially right-handed pitchers. But runners at the corners. Acevedo kicks and deals, and Thomas takes high ball.
Acevedo is living upstairs. You can live for a while, but after a while, you're going to need life support.
Well, Thomas hit home runs in the first inning, the last two games. In the first inning today, he drew a walk and scored a run. There's a move to first and back in safely Ray Durham.
Better stop that or I'm going to get the hiccups.
I know. Well, we love to laugh up here.
Yes, we do.
Thomas has 3 hits and 5 at-bats career against Acevedo. From the set, a look to first. Durham bluffs a move. Thomas swings and misses. He went right through a fastball. And I think Frank picked Ray up out of the corner of his eye when Ray started running and then put on the brakes.
I believe you're right.
Juan Acevedo on in relief of John Snyder, who went 4 innings, 8 hits, 5 runs earned with 3 walks, 1 strikeout, and 2 hit batters. Now Thomas awaits the pitch here, and here's Acevedo's offering, swung on and fouled out of play.
All you're looking for from Thomas is elevation. Deep enough to get Johnson in from third.
And Thomas got some elevation on a ball that fell in front of Burnitz in right field in the fourth to drive in 2 runs. Magglio Ordonez on deck. He singled in a run, got a base hit in the third, walked in the fourth. We'd like to see him come up in the 6th. Runners at first and third for Thomas. Acevedo with the pitch on the way. Thomas fouls it back. They're doing a good job of pitching Thomas in, away, back in. He was jammed when he singled to right field, driving in 2 in the fourth.
He'll take that right now again. Ray King is ready in the bullpen, the former Cub left-hander.
Acevedo stares to the outfield. Is he looking to the bullpen?
He might be looking out there saying, what's going on?
Acevedo to the rosin bag and now back to the pitching rubber.
Thomas unloads here. This place might be up for grabs.
The next home run for Frank will be number 29. The 1-2 pitch to Thomas with Durham running. Upstairs a ball. The throw to second base. Ray is safe.
The difference between minor league baseball, certainly the players are stronger here, and the holes, they tend to be a little closer to each individual rather than wider. But going into each base, you can see it when you're close to the field. And watching Durham slide into second base, he went in as hard as you possibly could, put his shoulder down or turned it over. So if there was going to be a ball hitting him, it was going to bounce off his back. If it hits him in the stomach, it stays in the infield. Hits him in the back, it can go to the outfield.
The 2-2 pitch. Thomas takes high, ball 3. The Brewers have pulled the infield in with runners at second and third base now.
I'm just giving you little things that are taught to base stealers. Turn your back, the ball hits you, it can go to the outfield. If you slide with your stomach facing home plate, it hits and it just stops.
Gary Pettis was here the last homestand working with the White Sox base runners on stolen bases. Frank can drive in 2 with a base hit. Long ball gives Thomas his 29th home run of the year. Acevedo to the plate. Thomas takes inside. He walks and the bases are loaded. It has been a bases loaded kind of day for the White Sox. The first inning, the 4th, and now the 6th.
Not so sure that was the intentional walk after Durham stole it. Just took the bat out of Thomas's hand, basically.
That brings Maglio Ordonez to the plate. The first walk allowed by Acevedo. Acevedo got the White Sox in order in the 5th. And Valentin's fly ball to short center field is the only out this inning.
Ordonez with 2 singles, a run scored, and a walk. Nice afternoon.
After being on the pregame show.
Yes.
The infield at double play depth. Maglio takes downstairs, ball 1, and the hole is getting a little bit deeper now for reliever Juan Acevedo.
Acevedo's put on a few pounds. I'm going to say that right now. Reminds me a little bit close, not certainly as large, but he's getting closer to Rich Garces of the Red Sox.
Acevedo leans in, reading signs. Works from the high set position down to the belt. The pitch. A swing and a drive. Deep left center field. Maglio has just hit a grand slam into the stands.
Wow. You get more. 4 with 1 swing. Sox. They're standing. This place is up for grabs. Had that sound to it, partner.
Inside corner fastball, belt high and long gone. Ordonez, 22nd home run of the year, is a grand slam.
He's closing in on 80 RBIs.
The pitch to Konerko, low a ball. Konerko's day, a 2 RBI double play ball, and a ground out.
Still only 1 out.
1 out, and the White Sox have 4 on the board in the 6th, leading 9-3. Acevedo's pitch, a swing and a long one foul down the left field line. The 3rd career grand slam for Ordonez. July 17th, 1999, at Busch Stadium, Maglio hit his 2nd career grand slam. 415 feet and 3/4 of an inch on the ourhouse.com tape measure. Ourhouse.com, the official home improvement website of the White Sox Radio Network.
We're here to help.
Foul ball by Konerko, 1-2 on Paul.
That resounding sound when Ordonez hit that pitch.
And I lost my hiccups on that one.
Yes, you did. I hope I don't find them.
Almost jumped out of my chair when I saw the pitch. Maglio jumped out of his shoes when he hit it. There's a pitch inside, 2-2.
Guess who would have slammed for the Blue Jays? It's
Raul?
Corinthian. It's Corinthian.
Oh, Marty Cordova.
Yeah, his 3rd. 6-3 over the Mets, Toronto.
Popped him up. It was a high fastball coming down the first base line. Tyler Houston backpedaling to fair territory. Konerko was shadow boxing with him.
It looked like he was running a pass pattern.
A pop 3. One first baseman takes care of the other. 2 outs in the 6th. And here is the 7th man to bat in the inning, Chris Singleton. 5 RBIs for Ordonez, matches career high. It's the 4th time he has done that. Didn't Ordonez drive in 5 the last time you interviewed him for the pregame show?
Pretty sure he
did. That's what I thought.
He didn't want to come on today.
That was a Sunday here against Boston when James Baldwin was the winning pitcher.
He didn't want to come on.
Here's a swing and a foul out of play, off to the left.
He just came off the field from batting practice. Come on, you're already dirty. Just do the show and you'll get some hits today. He said, okay, if you put it that way.
Well, he's 3 for 3, 5 runs batted in, 2 runs scored, and for good measure, and a walk.
I get here tomorrow at 1:30. He'll be sitting in my locker.
Might be.
Interview me. Might be a line there.
The 1-strike pitch. Here it comes. Half swing and a foul. Singleton didn't like the location and fouls it out of play 0-2. Nine runs, 11 hits, and no errors for the White Sox. 3 runs on 6 hits and no errors for Milwaukee. 0-2, 2 outs. If Singleton can get on here, Abbott will bat. Chris is the 7th White Sox hitter in the 6th. The pitch. In the dirt. Let's pause for station ID here on ESPN Radio and the White Sox Network. Bob Boxer's our engineer. With Ed Farmer, I'm John Rooney at Comiskey Park in the downtown studios in Chicago. Dave Miska, Jeff Russo, and Sean Witt are helping us out today. Acevedo was ready to go into the windup and then thought better of it. Goes to the Rosenbach. He's still thinking about Ordonez' grand slam.
So are we. That was a bomb. He's telling Thomas what he got. And he's thanking Thomas for taking a walk.
5 runs batted in today, 79 for the season for Maglio Ordonez. The 1-2 pitch. Singleton takes ball 2 way outside. The Milwaukee Brewers came in from Kansas City, where they lost last night. A record of 39-52, 14.5 behind St. Louis. The 2-2 pitch. Singleton hits a ground ball past the mound up the middle. A flip from the second baseman, belly yard to Lopez, the shortstop, and no chance to get Singleton.
They cover some ground, this tandem up the middle for the Brewers. Lopez at short, belly yard at second.
Now Abbott bats, looking for his first hit today. A walk, a pop-up, a fly-out, 0 for 2. The Brewers are 6-6 in interleague play. St. Louis, Cincinnati, the Brewers 6-6. Pittsburgh 6-9. The Cubs 6-6. Houston 5-7. Here's a swing and a foul by Abbott out of play. The White Sox have 4 runs on 4 hits so far this inning. They have Singleton on base. Right-hander facing right-hander. Acevedo looks over the shoulder. The pitch to Abbott. Swing and a fly ball. Right field. Late break in for Burnitz, but he's under it now and makes a 2-handed catch. So the White Sox scored 4 times on 4 hits. A grand slam by Ordonez, the 3rd of his career, and 1 left on. The White Sox have stranded 7. On to the 7th inning at Comiskey Park. The Sox lead Milwaukee 9-3. Cleveland bats in the 9th inning on our Miller scoreboard. Houston 5 and the Indians 1. We're going to the 7th inning. The Milwaukee Brewers coming up with the White Sox leading 9-3 at Comiskey Park. And to tell you about it, Ed Farmer.
All right, thanks, John. Here are the totals. 9 runs, 12 hits for the Sox. Double figures and hits yet for another game for the Southsiders. And 3 runs, 6 hits, no errors for the Brewers. They have not scored since the 2nd. Get a 2-run homer from Charlie Hayes in the 1st. And solo shot from first baseman Tyler Houston in the 2nd. White Sox got 3 in the 1st, 2 in the 4th, and a slam from Ordonez in the 6th to lead 9-3. First pitch over for strike 1. It's Casanova, Houston, and Lopez. Baldwin's working on a 6-hitter, and Casanova stepped out of the batter's box as Baldwin was coming home. If he throws the ball, home plate umpire did not grant him time, and he just threw somebody out of the game. Just gave someone the heave-ho from the dugout. I think that's Bob Apodaca, and he's yelling, and I think he got the old heave-ho. Still in the dugout, though. He's on the home plate umpire viciously. That was fielding Colbert. Left-handed batter, right-handed pitcher. Baldwin back to work. The 0-1 pitch. Swung and a missed. 0-2. And strikeouts, Baldwin has 9. He got 2 in the 6th. Got Hayes and ended the inning by getting Hernandez. He's been a different pitcher since the 2nd. Infield plays back. Perry off the line a bunch at third. 0-2 pitch. Outside just a smidge, 1-2. Mentioned with John in the 2nd, sometimes you see pitchers go into where they shouldn't be, working high in the strike zone, and all of a sudden they figure it out. And he did. In the 3rd, he survived, giving up 2 hits. They did not score. And since then, he's been tough. There's a swing and a miss, 10 strikeouts. He opens the 7th the way he closed the 6th. He got Hernandez to close the 6th. It's Casanova opening the 7th. Second time this year that he has gone.
Second time in his career.
He's got 10 strikeouts. Was it 97?
97 at Seattle. In 7 1/3 innings, he struck out 10.
Here's Houston. Grounds this one foul up the first baseline for strike 1. His 10th home run in the 2nd, and Baldwin's 6th strikeout in the 4th. See who's down here coming up the aisle right below you?
Oh, there's Willie Wonka.
Or the Oompa Loompas. He always comes by himself, though. Just swinging a foul tip in and out of the glove of the catcher, Mark Johnson. Willie's he's here for Kids Day. He's going to be back August 5th or 6th, I think, is another. I think it's August 6th is Kids Day.
You see Detroit won again?
Nerds. Detroit won again. They're hot.
6-2 over Cincinnati.
0-2 pitch, a swing and a pop up to the upper deck, left side.
Cincinnati's tired after pounding Colorado.
See Ken Griffey Jr. get nailed yesterday?
Yeah.
Right thigh. Wasn't happy. Hitters are never happy. And for pitchers to tell them they're sorry that they hit him, that really doesn't make any difference. 0-2 pitch inside corner, strike 3 got him. There's 11 strikeouts. Wow. That's a career high for James Baldwin, 11.
Jeff Weaver got the win for Detroit today, 6-7, beat Steve Paris 5-12. Bobby Higginson hit his 18th home run.
When we talked to Jack McKean about Steve Paris, he wasn't real high on him. He liked his stuff.
Didn't like his cut fastball.
But he didn't like his cut fastball. There's Lopez as Baldwin goes for the hat trick this inning on strikeouts. That one's low for Baldwin. Luis struck out in the 2nd and bounced back to Baldwin in the 5th. He's 0 for 2 and he's batting .263. The shortstop. 1-0 pitch. Swinging a pop-up foul, another play. In the White Sox 7th, it will be 8-9-1. That's Perry Johnson and then Ray Durham. Fan made a nice play up there.
Yes.
Sox sent 3 players to the All-Star game. Baldwin was the winning pitcher. There's a swing, one driven in the gap in right center field. On the move, Singleton still running. There! Makes a one-handed catch. I didn't think he'd get it. He ran it down. Lopez ends the 7th by flying to the gap in right center. And I'll tell you what, Chris Singleton with those long, gazelle-like strides ran it down. Baldwin has retired 6 in a row. Middle of the 7th inning. Fans get on their feet for the 7th inning stretch. We'll take it with them. White Sox 9, Milwaukee 3.
The Brewers have gone to the bullpen. Juan Acevedo worked 2 innings, 4 hits, 4 runs earned with 1 walk and a grand slam allowed to Maglio Ordonez. Ray King, a left-hander, comes on for his 6th outing. No wins, no losses, a 4.5 ERA. 2 innings, 2 hits allowed, 1 run earned, a homer. No bases on balls, 2 strikeouts. And King will be pitching to Perry, Johnson, and Durham in the bottom of the 7th inning. A crowd today of 30,050 at Comiskey Park.
And they're dancing. We saw Ray King when he was with the Cubs. Trying to find him in their media. There's Perry. Herbert this afternoon, a single on the infield in the 1st. Lined out to Jeff Jenkins in the 4th and then bounced out to the 3rd baseman, Jose Hernandez, to close out the White Sox 5th.
Allow me. Ed.
You have. Thank you very much. Here's the pitch from King. That's in there for strike 1. Ray King, Raymond Keith King, that is. He's 26. Born here in Chicago. He's from Chicago, makes his home now in Chandler, Arizona. Last year with the Cubs, 10 games, no record. And a slider or a curveball down and in for a ball. He was 4-4 at AAA Iowa, won 34 games with a 1.88 earned average. Acquired by the Brewers from the Cubs for pitcher Doug Johnson on April 14th this season. There's one son. There's a swing and a line drive, left field, base hit. Down the line it goes for extra bases. Perry will steam to second with a leadoff double here in the 7th.
That's 15 doubles for Herbert Perry.
Said yesterday, said something important on the postgame show, I thought, or at least I found it important. He said, I'm getting regular playing time. I'm not just in there one day and out the next. I'm getting, if I don't do well one day, I'm still in there. And that certainly works.
And Herbert Perry, when he was in there occasionally, was still contributing. Nothing doing in the Brewers bullpen right now, and Casanova out to talk with reliever Ray King.
He was one of the Pacific Coast League's top left-hander setup man last year at Iowa.
Yes, on the
was it Raccoon River?
On the sandy beaches of the Des Moines and Raccoon Rivers.
Yeah. I said he was from Chicago. Did make his home at one time here. He was from and is from Ripley, Tennessee, believe it or not. There's Johnson. Looks at that one outside for ball one.
Isn't it King from Tennessee?
1996, he was Arizona Fall League Pitcher of the Year. Yeah, the King is, or was, depending on how you think about it. That one's inside corner. What ball?
Wouldn't be the first time the King was spotted in Wisconsin.
No. A lot of people think the King is still with us. I'm not one that subscribes to that, but then again,
I'm not either. Didn't someone see him in a parking lot at a supermarket in Wisconsin or something?
One pitch. Swinging a ground ball to the third baseman. Hernandez has it. Looks Perry back to second. Throws out Johnson. MJ is now 2 for 4 with 2 runs scored. 1 out. Runner at second. Here's Ray Durham. Wasn't it Jerry Glanville was leaving tickets for Elvis every Sunday?
He was. When he coached.
Yeah. He might still be leaving them for him. Expensive. Did you get them for free when you're with the NFL for your passes? No, you got to pay for them. No. I like it even more now. Durham foul tips that one on the catcher's glove. Casanova hangs on for strike 1. Acevedo, 2 innings, 4 hits, 4 runs earned, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. Pitcher of record, John Snyder, 4 innings, 8 hits, 5 runs earned, 3 walks, and a strikeout. 9-3 Sox here in the 7th. 13 hits with Perry's double. Tailing fastball outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. I really thought that King would find his way into the Cub bullpen, but he found his way out of that bullpen.
Found his way out of town.
Yeah. Just 90 miles north, though. He went into his stretch and then stepped off the pitching rubber. Thought better of the pitch, Durham. Ray popped out to the shortstop, flied out to the right fielder. Hit by a pitch, scored a run in the 4th. That one, I guess, is low. Count moves to 2-1. And then in the 6th, had a single. Swipe bag number 12 of the season and scored his 2nd run of the game. Didn't have to run too hard on that one. Came home on Maglio Ordonez's slam. Great day for baseball. Temperature in the high 70s. It's reached the low 80s right now, but it has just been a spectacular day here. Sox and Brewers. 2-1 pitch. A swing and a liner foul down the right field line. He just reached out and touched it. Seems whenever you're just swinging easy, the ball jumps, and that's exactly what happened there with Durham. And he just shook his head because he knew that he guided that ball to right and sliced it just foul. Perry at second with 1 out here in the Sox 7th. Middle infielders at short. Lopez and Belliard at second. They play close to the middle of the diamond. Here's a swing and a pop up on the infield. Who wants it? First baseman Tyler Houston says he'll take it. Fair territory, makes a catch, and Durham's upset. Second time he has popped out on the infield in 5 at bats.
I see Houston won.
Yes, they did. I just got Scott Ellerton 9-3.
He's pretty good.
Bartolo Colon 9-6. Did you mention Chris Spire coaching for the Brewers?
Yes, I did.
Justin, his son, appeared in the game today for Cleveland in the 7th. There's Valentine batting right hand, almost got hit in the helmet. Almost ducked into that one. The ball one.
Grand Branyon hit a home run.
Russell Branyon hit his
Darryl
13th
Ward.
in the 5th. Darryl Ward hit his 13th off Cologne in the 7th. And Craig Biggio, first inning, went yard off Cologne to set the tone as Houston beat Cleveland 5-1. Here's a swing and a line shot up the middle. Base hit. Up with it is Marquise Grissom. Throw goes to second. RBI single for Valentine as Perry scores. Sox lead 10-3. That's 14 hits for the Sox.
That's croquet.
Went right through the wicket.
Sure did. A 2-hit day for Jose. Willy Wonka liked it.
There's Frank. Willy Wonka wants a bat. He's in the on-deck circle. Pitch to Thomas. Called strike one. Willy Wonka's trying to get Ordonez. Think he wants him to come to the chocolate factory?
I think the fans behind Willy Wonka want him to move over.
They hate to sit behind him in the theater. 0-1 pitch. As he takes off that helmet, that ad. That's outside. 1-1 strike.
Especially with Thomas batting. Thank you, Willie. Just step aside. There you go.
They were asking Willie, and now he's confirmed it. He did. The 1-1 pitch to Frank. High, 2-1.
Willie's high stepping.
Matches the height of his pants. Good, so any higher, they're going to be under his neck.
Those look good with white shoes.
I've seen that before on some of our plane rides. 2 balls, 1 strike,
And a
2
cowboy
outs.
hat.
Yeah. There's a swing and a high fly left field. Backing up, Jenkins has room. In front of the warning track, makes the catch. Thomas gave his excitement for a second. He flies to left, and the White Sox are out in the 7th. They pick up a run on 2 hits, a double by Perry. So we're through 7 as we move to the 8th. The White Sox lead the Brewers 10-3. Here's the line through 7. 10 runs, 14 hits. No errors for the Sox. 3 runs, 6 hits for Milwaukee. As we begin this 8th inning, the Brewers will send up 1, 2, and 3. Belliard, Grissom, and Jenkins. To tell you about the rest of the game, here's my partner, here's John Rooney.
And top of the order to you, Ed. Ron Belliard, 1 for 3. Takes ball 1 from Baldwin. JB comes right back with a strike. Got the fastball over 1-1.
Toronto beat the Mets 7-3. Billy Koch has 21 saves.
A 1-1 pitch. Ground ball past the mound. Charging in Valentine. Throws on the run. 1 out.
Saved it for Roy Halladay on this Sunday.
Not Christmas Day. So
Al Leiter was the loser. He's 10-3.
50 wins now for the Blue Jays. The Mets are 49-41.
I believe the Sox were the first team to get to 30, first team to get to 40, and the first team to get to 50 wins. I might be wrong about the 30. Maybe the Braves, but they were the first in the American League.
The White Sox are working on win number 57. Swing and a high fly ball left field. Tall can of corn, Pards. Abbott makes the catch. Grissom flies out to left. 2 gone. 8 in a row retired by Baldwin. Baldwin will pitch to Jeff Jenkins.
Guess who had a home run for the Mets? Obscure name, but did so last year, I think, in the League Championship Series or the playoffs with Arizona, I think.
Agbayani.
Obscure name.
Obscure name.
Raised his hand as he ran around first base. They had to use him as an emergency behind home plate. Todd Pratt hit his 7th.
Todd Pratt, sure. There's a pitch upstairs. I had Todd Pratt catching a couple of games I worked for Fox. Always did something big. Hit a home run or got a RBI double, something to help the Mets win. We're talking about Benny Agbayani. 1-0 pitch. Foul ball. 1-1.
Wouldn't want to even attempt that name. Isn't he from Hawaii?
And Agbayani, didn't he hit a home run against the Cubs?
I think so.
Over in Japan?
Yes. They could carry 27, and they were unsure if he was going to be one of the 25, but he made the roster at 27.
1-1 pitch hit high in the air. Left center field hit deep. Here's Abbott back to the wall, and this is gone into the stands. A home run for Jenkins, his 3rd hit of the day. 10-4, good buddy. The White Sox lead Milwaukee.
And he's a triple for the cycle.
That's a 3rd home run allowed today by Baldwin, the 24th this season. 10-4 White Sox with 2 outs in the 8th. The Brewers have scored all of their runs with 2 outs today.
And on home runs.
A 2-run homer by Charlie Hayes, this man in the first inning. And solo homers by Houston in the second, Jenkins in the eighth. And strike one to Charlie Hayes.
That ball was smoked, too. It started to tail back to home plate. Jenkins just hit it as hard as he could. Didn't know where it was going. It went out in left center.
The 1-strike pitch with 2 outs. Curve stays high. The White Sox do have activity in the bullpen.
I saw Jenkins hitting home runs onto the parking structure at Dado Field at the University of Southern California. I mean, just absolutely missile shots.
Mark Buehrle is warming up. Pitch high, a ball. Will Buehrle have Burnitz?
I think so. It'd be a good game to get him into right now as you lead 10-4.
For Mark's major league debut. Buehrle joined the club today. Here's a swing and a miss. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
They swung at a pitch out of the strike zone. This very well could be James Baldwin's last batter, if he gets him or not.
The wind by JB and the 2-2 pitch. Inside, missed with a breaking ball.
It's been confirmed. Agbayani is from Honolulu.
Here's the 3-2 pitch. Fouled off at the plate.
Buehrle spells his name Buehrle.
He's from St. Charles, Missouri. That's where he makes his home, outside of St. Louis. Pitched at Burlington last year and just tore up the minor leagues for the White Sox this season. Now in the big leagues, warming in the bullpen. The 3-2 pitch by Baldwin. Foul ball back to the screen as JB is going for his 12th strikeout. Let's pause 10 seconds here for station ID on ESPN Radio and the White Sox Network. The 3-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Oh my goodness. He went after that one and then bailed out. It's called ball 4 on the appeal. Hayes walks. And for Baldwin, that's his first freebie today. And Jeremy Burnitz is swinging the bat, walking to the batter's box. Baldwin has been able to get him on a couple of pop-ups and a strikeout.
Baldwin has thrown 110 pitches.
Nardi Contreras is checking with Art Kushner in the bullpen. Baldwin will pitch to Burnitz. Here it comes. High, ball 1. And now Johnson goes to the mound. And here comes Nardi Contreras out of the dugout. Four runs on 7 hits today for Baldwin, working 7 2/3 innings. Baldwin went 7 1/3 in his last outing, where he won against Boston. His last win, I should say, and then the last outing was only 4 1/3 against the Cubs last weekend. So Baldwin stays in to face Burnitz, who is 0 for 3 against JB today. Buehrle, a graduate from Jefferson Junior College, was all NJCAA third team All-America before turning pro. The pitch, a ball up and in. And Buehrle was called up today to take Pena's place on the roster. 2 balls, no strikes on Burnitz. With the runner on the pitch, Burnitz hits a high fly ball right field. Maglio running toward the line in fair territory, makes the catch. Baldwin goes 8 innings today. 1 run, 1 hit, a walk, and 1 left on. The hit, a homer by Jenkins. 4 stranded today by Milwaukee. The White Sox are coming up in the bottom of the 8th inning, leading Milwaukee 10-4.
Davey Lopes, the skipper of the Brewers, has gone to the bullpen and he's called on right-hander David Weathers on a relief of lefty Ray King. King works the 7th, or worked the 7th. Give up 2 hits and a run. Weathers this year get his stats in a second. 45th game, 3 wins, 3 losses, 22 runs, 37 strikeouts. That is 52 hits, 18 walks, 5 of those intentionally, covering 51 innings.
Another good crowd at the ballpark today. The White Sox have been averaging over 30,000 fans a game over the last 22 home games. Half-price night tomorrow night, 7:05, the Sox and the Brewers in the middle game in the series. Come on out and see young John Garland, former #1 pick of the Cubs. He'll pitch for the White Sox, 0-1 against Jason Buehrle, former White Sox right-hander, 6-6 for the Brewers. 7:05 for the game, and a half-price night, 6:30 for the pregame show.
Isn't Weathers the pitcher that Steinbrenner just,
yes, former Yankee. Weathers ready to go, and here's the man of the day, Manglio Ordonez, and he takes a slider for a strike. Weathers was with the Yankees after he had pitched for Florida. The pitch, half swing, breaking ball wide, 1-1 strike. Came up with Toronto on to Florida, then the Yankees, Cleveland, Cincinnati. Has been with Milwaukee since pitching 28 games for the Brewers in 1998. 7-4 last year.
Thank you, Ross.
The 1-1, swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes. A perfect day so far for Manglio. An RBI single and a run scored in the first, a base hit in the third, a walk in the fourth, and a grand slam in the sixth. A 5 RBI day, equaling Maglio's career high. 79 runs batted in for the White Sox All-Star outfielder. The pitch, slider wide, 2-2.
Sox have 6 players with 50 or more runs batted in, and one of them's not in the lineup today. That's Carlos Lee. Durham Valentin, Ordonez Thomas, Carlos Lee, and Paul Konerko, I believe.
Yes. Here's a swing and a fly ball to center field. Grissom back to the wall. He reaches, can't make the catch. It's a home run. A new career high. 6 runs batted in for Manglio Ordonez.
We'll let him interview me. Is that a cookie?
That was a cookie. Letter high pitch, belted over the center field wall. That Grissom might have a chance to make the catch at the wall. Grissom hit the wall, the ball went over it. 11-4 White Sox, and here's a strike to Paul Konerko.
Would you say that he glided with that ball, John? If he gets to the track, we've seen his leaping ability. He might have been able to catch that.
Might have. But Marquise ran out of room. The 1-strike pitch, hot shot to the third baseman. 2 bouncer to Hernandez, and he throws out Konerko, 1 out.
Guess who I'm going to have on the postgame show?
Baldwin.
He's going to be lobstered up nice. Manglio.
403 feet and 3/4 of an inch on the ourhouse.com tape measure. Ourhouse.com, the home improvement website of the White Sox Radio Network. We're here to help. Minnesota bats in the 8th inning, leading St. Louis 4-2 at the Metrodome. The Yankees scored 5 in the bottom of the 9th inning to send the game to extra innings at home against Philadelphia, 6-all. There's a strike to Singleton.
That's scary.
Jason Grimsley is in the game for New York. Now Jeff Brantley is the last pitcher on the mound for Philly. Foul ball downstairs. The Phils have Roland, Buehrle, and Jordan coming up. Roland has an RBI today, so does Jordan. I said Buehrle, it's Buehrle. Pat Buehrle coming up for the Phils. And here's a sinking liner left center. There's a base hit for Singleton, his second hit. 2 hits in the inning against Weathers. Jeff Abbott coming up. The Yankees got a run in the 4th, 5 in the 9th. The Phillies 1 in the 1st, 4 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th inning, and then shut it down. Manglio Ordonez day, 4 for 4, 3 runs scored, 6 RBIs, 2 home runs, including a slam. Abbott takes a hard breaking ball a strike.
That was a slider. Think Baldwin's got enough runs?
The White Sox won big yesterday for Jim Parquet. A 1-strike pitch, foul ball backing out of play. The Sox have not committed an error today. The White Sox won 15-7 over the Redbirds last night and lead 11-4 over Milwaukee on this Sunday afternoon. Abbott 0 for 3, a walk. Pop up, fly out, fly out. Now the pitch. Ground ball to the second baseman. Flip to second, out on the first. Safe. No double play. Belliard to Lopez to retire Singleton 4-6.
Lopez got a little tricky on the throw to first. Dropped down and just flipped it over there. If he comes over the top, he gets him.
Abbott is safe at first base for Herbert Perry. Herbert has a 2-hit day today.
John, you mentioned Buehrle, the slugger for the Phillies. Here's a guy who hasn't spent much time in the minor leagues, but he is a home run hitter. And they didn't sign J.D. Drew. And next year they got Buehrle. And Pat Burrell's a good hitter.
Is he better than J.D. Drew?
I'm not saying better than, because they're yet to reach their prime.
You think?
I think right now I would give the nod, a slight edge maybe, to Buehrle.
We didn't see J.D. Drew in the 3-game series with the Cardinals. Here's a half swing, strike on Perry. (11-4), the White Sox lead the Milwaukee Brewers. 16 hits today for the Sox.
I thought our monitor was going to blow up there.
I did too. It started to smoke a little bit. There's a swing and a high pop-up, foul right side. Tyler Houston, the first baseman, makes the catch near the Milwaukee dugout. Perry pops out. That does it for the Sox in the 8th inning. Maglio hit his second home run of the day, leading off the 8th. 1 run, 2 hits, 1 left. 9 stranded by the White Sox. We're going to the 9th inning. The Sox lead Milwaukee 11-4. James Baldwin's day is over. 8 innings, 7 hits, 4 runs earned with a walk, 11 strikeouts, a career high, and 3 home run balls. Home runs hit by Hayes in the first, Tyler Houston in the second, Jenkins in the 8th inning. Baldwin is in line for win number 12. On to face the Brewers in the 9th inning, Mark Buehrle with his major league debut. Buehrle's contract was purchased from Class AA Birmingham prior to the game today. We're going to get the pitch count for James Baldwin. 115 pitches, 75 for strikes for James Baldwin. Buehrle went 8-4 with a 2.28 ERA in 16 starts with the Barons, 30 earned runs in 118 2/3 innings. He allowed 95 hits for 221 opponent's batting average. He walked only 17 and struck out 68. And that's 1.3 walks per 9 innings. The pitch, swing and a foul out of play. Jose Hernandez is the first major league hitter Buehrle faces. Mark Buehrle out of St. Charles, Missouri. The left-hander's pitch. Swing and a foul ball back 0-2. In 2 minor league seasons, Buehrle went 15-8 with a 3.11 ERA, 33 walks, 159 strikeouts. Many have anticipated John Garland's arrival at the major league scene. He pitches tomorrow night. Since watching Buehrle in the spring, I've been waiting to watch him up here. Here's a ball raked up the third base line, foul, fielded by Herbert Perry. The count holds at 0 balls, 2 strikes on Jose Hernandez. Raul Casanova will be next, and then Tyler Houston. With the White Sox leading 11-4, a great spot with Buehrle's first day in the big leagues to get him on the mound. The Indians lost 5-1 to Houston. The pitch. Breaking ball inside corner, about belt high. This is called a ball. 1-2 on Hernandez. Hernandez has struck out twice and hit a fly ball to right field. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a foul. May have caught Hernandez's left foot. The third base coach, Chris Spire, flips the ball into the stands. St. Louis bats in the ninth inning with Minnesota leading 5-2 at the Metrodome. Detroit defeated Cincinnati 6-2. So the Cardinals need to come up big in the ninth if they wish to gain ground on Cincinnati, add to the lead. Beginning of the day, the Cardinals had a 7-game lead over Cincy. Cardinals lost a game in the standings yesterday. The pitch, a swing and a miss, struck him out. Mark Buehrle gets the strikeout. Jose Hernandez is a strikeout victim, and Buehrle makes an impressive debut. Thought he had him with a breaking ball before throwing first pitch out of the strike zone in the big leagues. Here's Raul Casanova. Swing and a chopper to the shortstop. High bounce for Valentin. And he throws out Casanova. 2 gone. Buehrle's working on a 3-up, 3-down 9th inning. His first inning in the major leagues. Buehrle. Mark Buehrle. The fans are standing at Comiskey Park. Chris Jones is going to bat for Tyler Houston. The Brewers are down to their last bullet. Along came Jones. The White Sox are 1 out away from being 9.5 up on Cleveland. The pitch. Strike called on the outside corner. Brian R. Hunter hit his 5th home run of the year off Mariano Rivera to put the Phillies in front of the Yankees 8-6 in the 10th inning at Yankee Stadium. 1 strike pitch. Ground ball off Buehrle's glove to the shortstop. Valentin, bare hands, can't make the play. It's an infield hit. Chris Jones is aboard. And here's Luis Lopez. Luis Lopez day, a strikeout, ground out, and a fly ball out. Chris Jones a good lead at first base. Lopez awaits the pitch. Buehrle throws, strike 1. Chris Jones came up from AAA Indianapolis on June 30th. He has a pinch hit. He's at first. The pitch, grounded foul on the right side. And the Brewers are down to their last bullet. 0-2. Chris Jones, the runner at first, took Lyle Mouton's spot on the 25-man roster. He hit .356 at Indy. And he got an infield hit off Buehrle. Mark Buehrle is trying to put the Milwaukee Brewers away in the ninth. The pitch, swing and a drive down the left field line toward the corner. The ball hits down off the wall at the base of the wall. Here's Jones coming around third. And the throw goes to third base. Jones scores on a double by Luis Lopez. Lopez drives in his 11th run of the year with his 10th double. And it's 11-5 in favor of the White Sox. Buehrle got the first 2, Hernandez and Casanova. Then Jones, an infield hit as a pinch hitter. And Luis Lopez doubled home Jones. Now the pitch. Curveball, strike called. Belliard has 2 groundouts, a single and a strikeout. Many of the fans are standing here with 1 strike, 2 outs. The pitch. Curve in the dirt. 1-1. James Baldwin, 115 pitches, 75 strikes over 8 innings. A career high 11 strikeouts and only 1 walk today. He did give up 3 home runs. The 1-1 pitch. Foul ball. 1-2. And the Brewers are down to their last strike. Houston 5-1 over Cleveland. The White Sox lead 11-5 over Milwaukee. Now everybody up. Buehrle's 1-2 pitch. High 2-2. From Double-A to the big leagues for Mark Buehrle. He pitched junior college baseball in Missouri before joining the White Sox. The 2-2 pitch. Fly ball foul down the right field line and out of play. Buehrle wears the number 56 on the White Sox uniform. Now the White Sox bullpen is made up of Folk, Seamus, Lowe, Buehrle, Byrne, Wunsch, and Howry. And James Baldwin gave the bullpen a breather today. Now the 2-2 pitch. Fastball could have been strike 3. Borderline call goes to Belliard. 3-2 with 2 outs. Ron Belliard chokes the bat an inch. The 3-2 pitch from Buehrle. Could have been strike 3 again, called ball 4. 2 pitches could have ended the ball game. Marquise Grissom 0 for 4 coming up. Grissom, a strikeout, fly ball to the warning track, a ground out, and a fly out. Grissom nearly hit a home run off Baldwin in the first inning, missing foul down the left field line, then struck out. Curveball, strike called. Ball 4 was about the same spot as strike 1 to Grissom. Ball 4 to Belliard. Lopez at second, Belliard at first. 2 outs. The pitch. Curve in there. 0-2. 0-2 on Marquise Grissom, veteran outfielder. He tightens the strap on the batting glove on the left hand and steps back in the box. Right-handed batter, left-handed pitcher. The Sox lead by an 11-5 count with 2 outs in the top of the ninth. The 0-2 pitch. Up and in. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Chris Jones, a pinch infield hit. Then Luis Lopez doubled him in. A walk to Belliard. Now 1-2 on Grissom. Buehrle from the belt. The kick and the pitch. A little looper to the shortstop. Valentin makes the catch for a White Sox winner. 1 run, 2 hits, a walk, and 2 left on. The Brewers have stranded 6. And the White Sox have improved their lead to 9.5 over Cleveland in the American League Central.